there's Ross Capes bouncing the ball for the commencement of the 1974 Grand Final. Gibellini gets the hit out. It goes towards Hicks. He can't handle it. Taken in the centre by Brian Cousins, and a long kick towards the Perth end of the ground, towards which Perth are kicking. It's about 40 metres out from goal, picked up by Kerry Coates, and out it comes to the half-back flank. David Hollands here, rolling his own, open territory in front of him. A kick from Hollands goes back towards the centre of the ground, looking for his centre half forward. In chips Gibellini, 50 metres out from goal, onto the boot. It's not a good kick from Gibellini. The mark has been spilled in the forward pocket by Nichols, and the ball to be thrown. Throw-in to take place in the first minute of the game, and the right full forward for the East Fremantle side. There go the rucks. Bob Wiley in front, taking the mark and taking the free kick from that throw-in. In the backs is the umpire, and Bob Wiley, the rover, to take the... No, it's Mick Ray. It is coming in to take the kick. Mick Ray, the ruck rover for Perth, puts it back towards a half-back line. Ferguson all on his own, and Ferguson takes the mark. Ferguson onto the left foot, puts it up towards full forward for East Fremantle. A high pack of players, nobody can mark it. Here's a chance for Reid, Alan Reid onto that left foot in towards full forward. And there's the first score on the board for the 1974 Grand Final. 1 point to the blue and white East Fremantle side. John Quartermain to take the kick into play. Gone for direction, right down the centre of the ground. Nobody takes the mark. In chips Hollands, can't get the ball away. In the backs is the umpire. And David Hollands will take the kick just forward of the centre position. David Hollands, oh, it's not a good kick. Right in the arms of Captain Bob Shields for Perth, and he relieves the pressure for the red and black side. Back towards the centre, towards Mike McVie, but it's knocked away from him. Picked up by Ferguson. Onto the half-forward line. Here's Gibellini having another long kick towards full forward. Up it goes towards the square. Great mark there by Alan Stiles. Chubby Stiles, a back pocket player, relieving the pressure with a great fighting mark there in the last line of defence. Puts it back towards the centre. In chips Hicks. Hicks 50 metres out. Onto the boot towards full forward. Nearly a mark to East Fremantle. In comes Bob Shields to take the ball away once more. Kicks it towards the outer flank, and Pretty, a good, well-judged mark there to David Pretty on the far side of the ground.
Waiting on Pretty to take his kick. It's not a bad one either. Up towards the centre. Players set. Doug Green should have been paid the mark. Has been. Doug Green just backward to the left centre wing for East Fremantle, holding up that Perth attack. Waiting on Green's kick. That's a good kick. Up towards centre half forward. Players set. Lotz is in there. No mark. Comes to the ground. Hicks for East Fremantle will use his left foot. Kick is smothered. Recovery quick by East Fremantle. Player slipping over. Allows Hicks in again. Hicks onto the right foot. Short half distance pass to Hollands. Hollands a big kick down towards full forward. Players setting themselves. No mark. Comes off hands. Picked up very quickly by Bahaja. Bahaja snapping towards goal. But a mark has been taken, I think, deep down into the right full forward pocket by Brian Peake. Well, Peake, a great opportunity to bring up East Fremantle's first goal. East Fremantle 1 point into the breeze. Perth yet to score. Waiting on Brian Peake. He runs around. There goes his shot. I think it's a good one. It is. First goal on the board to East Fremantle. 1-1, 7 points. Perth yet to score.
Yes, good effort. He ran around a little bit, John, and screwed it off his right foot. An excellent shot for goal. That one. East Fremantle look very confident the way they started. They're not fumbling the ball as anticipated, as most sides do in the grand final, and they're scouting well as they did in the preliminary final.
Pretty sure start by both sides, Marty. They're generally pretty nervous. A lot of fumbling in the first few minutes, but there's been 4 or 5 good marks up to date.
This is right.
Umpire Ross Capes bouncing down once again. Ross Bender in there, battling away, but in comes Hollands once again. Can't get his foot to the ball. Picked up by Chris Hicks. Must be paid the kick. Chris Hicks, the first-year player for East Fremantle, puts it out towards the flank, and Avery takes the mark. Avery coming right down on that half-forward flank. Boots it up towards the forward area once more. Big pack of players. Quartermain from the back. No mark paid. Darren Taylor trying to battle his way through. He's caught with the ball, holding the ball, and a kick to go the way of the Perth defender. Mick Ray to take it. Mick Ray kicks out towards the flank. No mark taken out there. Chris Hicks in front this time, and the ball's gone out of play on the far side of the ground. 1-1, 7 points. East Fremantle, Perth yet to score. First 5 minutes of play in the 74 Grand Final. East Fremantle winning the ruck duels at the moment. Up it goes towards full forward. And a good fighting mark out there on the far side of the ground to Darren Taylor. He took the front position and 15 yards too. Well, this puts him well within range. 25 metres out in the left full forward pocket on his correct foot. And Glenn Dern-Taylor coming in to have his first shot of goal. All eyes on the blue and white full forward. He's kicked. The roar of the crowd says yes. The umpire says yes. And full points once more to the blue and whites.
Yes, another selling goal so early in the piece by East Fremantle. 2-0. That's a good start by East Fremantle and a very confident start. Dern-Taylor lined that up as a veteran of grand finals, one would think. But as they're playing as an experienced side, you should imagine would have played. But unusual situation here, John, the changing of the rucks and centre-half forward. See, Ross Bender's gone back to centre-half forward and Mike McVie on the ball.
Ball comes out towards Melrose, a 74 Sandover medalist. Avery and Lotz over there. Both throw themselves. Locked. Good football. Lotz to Pretty. Pretty will drive long and does. Down towards centre-half forward for Perth. Players setting themselves. Good mark taken in defence by Gruljicic for East Fremantle. The lead's on to Gibellini. Awkward kick. Gibellini, good football. Nobody there for East Fremantle. McPhee can't pick it up. In the back to McPhee. McPhee will take his kick just backward of or midway between the centre and centre-half forward position. No doubt McPhee will drive Perth deep into attack with a long kick. Perth haven't started as well. No, there's a short kick onto Bob Shields. It's over his head and a good mark taken by Coates once more for East Fremantle.
Not allowed,
No, it was not allowed. Play on. Over the shoulder that time and the kick to be taken by Chris Hicks. Hicks the winger down from his position. Waiting on Hicks to kick. Oh, it's not a good kick. Nerves, I'd say, that one. Bahager's in there. He's pulled away from the ball. Not Bahager, it was Brian Peake. And Peake will relieve for East Fremantle. It's a better kick from Peake out towards Avery. Avery and Lotz. Ball going to beat both players and go over the line for a throw-in. 7 minutes gone. East Fremantle 2-1-13. Perth yet to score.
There's a throw-in. Over there, Baku trying to get the ball out, but the kick goes against him. It's going to McPhee. Mike McPhee to take the kick right centre wing on the outer side underneath the scoreboard. Mike McPhee puts his boot behind the ball. 50-metre kick towards full forward. Everybody up in there. Nobody can take it. Robbie Lawrence comes out with it. Right full forward pocket. Puts it under the boot. It's floating goal. It looks good from here. No, it's offline at the last second and through for the first score to Perth. 1 point. Well, Robbie Lawrence certainly picked that up very well in the right full forward pocket. A very difficult shot and put it through for the minor score. Well, I don't know how long these rucks can last changing at centre-half forward, Marty. It makes it pretty hard for them.
Yes, you think they'd revert back to the normal positions, the forward pocket or half-forward flank.
Eddie Donacy, veteran East Fremantle fullback, kicking a long kick towards the flank. No mark taken out there. In chips Melrose. Gets through the pack. Good play, Graham Melrose. Puts it up towards the half-forward flank. A great battle going on out there between Avery and Lofts. Looked as though they were both in it, but the umpire has picked out the kick, and it's going the way of Colin Lofts. Big roar from the crowd here as Colin Lofts, the half-back flanker. Not a good kick from Lofts. He takes the kick. There's Kerry Coates trying to breast his way through. Can't do so. Picked up by Rob Wiley. Back towards full forward. A chance for the Demons. They can't break through. A pack of players now about 40 metres out from goal as East Fremantle backs. Bentley coming through, showing a ton of courage out there. Gets it towards the half-back flank and the kick going that way out there to the East Fremantle player. Looks like Brian Peake once again. A courageous player, this fellow. Throws his body into the ball. There's the kick going the way of Rob Wiley, and Wiley takes the mark this time. Right half-forward flank for Perth.
Well, that could have been an expensive miss for East Fremantle. Wiley just forward of the right centre wing for Perth. East Fremantle 2-1-13, Perth a point. Waiting on Wiley. Not a particularly good kick, but comes down towards centre half forward. Ferguson will relieve for East Fremantle. A long hand pass. Oh, set Gibellini up badly, but good backing up by Donis. Drives the ball up towards centre half forward. Up in the air, nearly a great mark to Ray. Ball to the ground, very, very scrambly. Perth will relieve. Ball down towards centre half forward. No one at home for Perth, and Bob Baku has taken the mark. Lead out towards Hollands. Hollands should lead in the race for the ball. Gibellini playing well shepherded by Hollands. Not a good kick from Gibellini in towards Dern-Taylor. Shields is in there, as is Inman. Very, very scrambly, and Ross Capes will bounce the ball. Waiting on umpire Ross Capes. McPhee's in there for Perth. It's the bounce down. McPhee gets a tap, goes to Hollands. Hollands was set upon, gets his kick in. Not a good one. Pretty and Hicks. Oh, Pretty being held, must take a kick. David Pretty taking the kick almost in the centre of the ground for Perth. Good kick by Pretty down towards centre half forward. Cooper. No mark for Cooper. Cooper gets a hand pass out. Perth looking dangerous at the moment. Picked up very quickly by Cook. Cook shoots towards goal. Hits the point post. And it's out of bounds in the right full forward pocket for Perth. East Fremantle 2-1-13. Perth 1 point at the 11-minute mark in the first quarter.
Mark or not, Marty?
Mark, I thought Cooper marked it, but the umpire said no, and he gives the final decision, Bob.
There's a throw-in. Baku versus Farrant and Ferguson from the back. Out it goes towards the flank in the forward pocket there, and the ball's rolled out of bounds. David Pretty, number 5, there playing on the wing. He was placed on the half-forward flank, but starts on the wing, and Curry's gone to the half-forward flank. Ferguson and Ross Bender. Ferguson using his body to advantage there. Can't get the ball away. The umpire lets it go. There's a kick from Melrose up towards the centre. Eludes 2 or 3 players. Picked up by Peake once more. Out it comes towards the half-forward flank. Gibellini it is. First in the race to the ball. Well played, Gibellini. Started up very well once again in this first quarter. Kicks towards full forward. Big pack of players. Nobody can take the mark. Loft trying to battle his way through. Couple of mistakes made by both players, and umpire Ross Capes has picked a kick out of this one, and it's going towards Perth.
Colin Lofts it is, Bob.
Colin Lofts picking himself up there to take this kick. In the last line of defence for Perth. There is a punt kick this time, not kicking as confidently today, Lofts. He kicks out to his marksman and taken there by Noel Avery on the half-forward flank. There's Avery's drop punt, and it's a good one too. Right up towards full forward. And there's the unmarked Bahaja. That's shepherding, says the umpire, and the kick's going the way of Perth. Apparently that player was shepherded out when he was more than 5 metres from the ball, and Johnny Courtelane is going to take the kick. The drop kick, and it's a good one, but once more it's marked by Avery. Well, bad kicking by the Perth defenders. That's twice in a row that Avery's marked their kicks, and he'd be just on the point of the diamond, about 50 to 55 metres out directly in front. Noel Avery, the half-forward flanker, coming in now. Drop punt, it's a good kick right into the teeth of the goals. Big pack of players there. Over the pack it goes. Through for a point, I think a forced point there to East Fremantle to make them 2 goals to 14. Perth 1 point at the 12-minute mark.
Well, defensive kicking, John, by the first players, trying to kick low drop kicks instead of lifting them high.
That's a better kick from Quartermain. No one takes a mark. McHale. Good football, McHale. Left foot down towards the full forward line. Quartermain leading in the race for the ball. Pushing along in front of him. Picks it up now. It's going to go over the line and out of bounds. And a throw-in to take place on the right half-forward flank for East Fremantle. The Perth defence under a tremendous amount of pressure early in the game. There's the throw-in. Taken very quickly by Farrant. Farrant left foots up towards the wing. Cooper's there. Ross Bender, good football. No one in at centre half forward for Perth. Leading in the race for the ball is Coates. He does it well. Pulled off the kick. Recovers. A throw, though.
You don't throw it in front of the umpire.
No way known.
Good
blatant throw.
him.
And Cook to take the kick for Perth. Brian Cook. It's the left foot kick, a good one. Down towards the full forward area. Players setting. Front spot to McPhee. I think McPhee was interfered. Not McPhee. It's Doherty. Doherty playing in the forward line for Perth, was interfered when he was going for the ball, and Doherty with a golden opportunity to bring up Perth's first and much needed goal. 2-2-14 East Fremantle. Perth 1 solitary point at the 14-minute mark first quarter. All eyes on Phil Doherty. There goes the kick. We're behind it from here. Looks all right. A goal. A goal to Perth. 1-1-7 Perth. East Fremantle 2-2-14.
As you said, John, it was a necessary one, that one, a vital one for Perth. So East Fremantle were doing it much better than Perth. And when Perth go forward, they don't look confident up forward at all, because East Fremantle backmen are playing very tight and very strong.
Well, the ball back in the centre now with umpire Capes, and 14 points to 7 certainly makes the score look more respectable for the Red and Blacks. Big Bob Baku coming in there to do battle with Mick Ray. Neither gets the tap. Oh, out it comes to Wiley. Good play there, and Wiley has a long kick towards full forward. But Big Baku it was, take the mark. He kicks it out towards the flank once more, looking for Bahaja. Very close to the line out there. Well picked up by Tony Bahaja, and gets his kick towards the half-back line. Farrant setting himself in the back, but he can't mark. There's Doug Green there, battling there, but picked up by Gibellini. Very cool, he puts it towards the centre of the ground. Tried to mark by Peake, but he couldn't make it. Picked up by Ross Bender. Gives it over to Cousins, over to Farrant. He's on the half-forward line. The left foot pass further field. The Wiley has got football. And a 15-metre penalty, and there it's out on that half-forward line. As Wiley took some punishment. Umpire Capes rushes in. The boundary umpires rush in, sorting players out here in this first 15 minutes of the 74 grand final. Players rushing from everywhere.
Eddie Donis threw a very nice left hand there, but a shot over his opponent's head. Very fortunate for him.
Yes.
Well, a 15-metre penalty could certainly pay off here for Perth and Bob Wiley. He's only about 25 metres out. We're right behind him here on a slight angle. Let's watch the young rover as he comes in to kick. There's his kick, no mistake about this one. It's flicked to centre, and Perth moved to 2-1-13. East Fremantle 2-2-14 in a great first quarter.
Well, a bit of fire's crept into the game at the start of the grand final in the first quarter, and Perth weathered the storm under that punch-up, and Wiley, a good young player, is going to be a great rover. Sealed it with a goal, was made at very near level. 1 point the difference in this gigantic first quarter struggle.
Yes, the crowd loving every minute of it, Marty. I see runners have been out in the ground 3 or 4 times at the moment giving messages to their respective sides.
Lost the ball, Bob.
Yes, there's 1 ball gone in the first 15 minutes and there's still a long way to go.
Barrett and Baku to do battle. Waiting for umpire Ross Capes to bounce the ball. Been a titanic struggle so far. Bounce will favour Farrant. Down to Cousins is good football. Over to Pretty was also good football. Pretty drives Perth forward with a beautiful long kick into the forward line. Cooper's there, punched away in defence by East Fremantle. Donis leading in the race for the ball. He picks it up well. Gets rid of it towards Gruljicic. And a good mark taken there for Perth by McPhee. One wonders whether McPhee has got the ability to kick this goal. He's almost on the boundary line, midway between the right half forward flank and the right full forward pocket for Perth. A goal would see them 5 points in front. McPhee taking deliberate aim. There goes his kick. It's a wobbly looking one, and it's out of bounds on the full. So no addition to the score. East Fremantle 2-2-14, Perth 2-1-13, and the kick into play to be taken by Ferguson for East Fremantle. Waiting on Neil Ferguson. Played well so far for East Fremantle. There's his kick. It's a good one too. Players set. Green's there. Can't take it. Comes down towards Pretty. Pretty hotly pursued by Hicks. And Pretty interfered with and will take the kick. Pretty playing on the wing for Perth and playing quite well at this stage. There's his kick. Down towards full forward. Players setting themselves again. Punched away in defence. Favours Lawrence. Melrose is there. Lawrence again. Cleared well by Gruljicic. Up towards the centre of the ground. Lofts is there. Taken by Inman. Inman a good kick down towards centre half forward. Rossbender, yards on his own, has taken the mark. Waiting on Wim Rossbender. Drive the ball down deep into towards Perth's forward line. There goes the drop punt. Right into the goal square. Players setting again. No mark. Bounce favours Wiley. Wiley onto the boot. No mistake about that one. Perth has hit the front. 3-1-19. East Fremantle 2-2-14. And Marty, that was better play on Perth part.
Well, they're playing with much more purpose and they're going in a little bit harder. They're more determined this week than they were in the first semi-final or the preliminary final. And young Rob Wiley, the rover we just mentioned before, he read that well off the hands of the pack, and he's no mistake with his quick snap. Another goal to Perth, putting them 5 points in front, Bob.
Yes, and bad defensive play there. Everybody went up for East Fremantle, allowed Wiley on the ground to come in and take that kick and put them ahead. Neil Ferguson on the ball for East Fremantle, Bob Shields for Perth, and Doug Farrant. Shields gets the tap, goes towards Cousins. Doug Green coming in there, can't get the ball away. Through comes Hollands. Hollands can't pick the ball up in the centre of the ground, still battling to get it. Lyons is the umpire. Doug Green tried to battle his way through. Well, a scramble, this ball hasn't got out of the diamond yet, as finally Melrose kicks it towards Avery on that flank, closely attended by Lofts, and the mark being paid. No, it hasn't been paid. Throw-in, says the umpire. Avery looked as though he held that one, but Ross Cape said no. A throw-in about to take place. Shields versus Ferguson on the far side of the ground. Two of the biggest players on the ground. Shields in front. Ferguson gets the tap towards the boundary, and once more the ball to be thrown in. 18-minute mark in the first quarter, 19 to Perth, 14 to East Fremantle. Bob Wiley coming in to take that knock. Colin Lofts throws his body into the ball and gets the kick. Well, umpire Cape certainly paying the man who's putting his body to the ball and getting there first, and Colin Lofts is taking this one on the outer side of the ground. Kicks well down towards the half-forward line. Cook high in the air, but he can't mark it. Gets a short kick to Rossbender. Over to Wiley. Wiley 40 metres out. The short pass is on. A race to the ball here, but a bad pass there from Wiley. A shade too high, and certainly should have hit that player, Rob Lawrence, on the chest.
Yes, he erred there badly, Bob, by looking for a short pass.
There's the throw-in. McCoo versus McPhee. McPhee takes the ball. A couple of mistakes there, and this time the kick is going to Eddie Donis, the East Fremantle fullback. Not a good kick, but it goes towards the centre. Taken by Gibellini. Out to Neil Ferguson. Ferguson, a left footer from the half-back line. Up towards half-forward. Noel Avery in front, battling with Lofts, not giving him an inch. Through comes Ken Inman, picks the ball up. Boots it to full forward, and where the kick lands, well, that's a bad blue there by the East Fremantle side, giving that kick away. A long kick from Inman, must have been 55 metres, and it's only landed 15 metres out in front of goals, and it's going to be taken by full forward Phil Doherty. Doherty's already kicked one. The former North Melbourne player now coming back to take his kick, and Perth with a 5-point advantage, kicking with a slight breeze. Phil Doherty onto the boot. It's not a good kick, but it's made the distance. No, it hasn't. Touched, apparently. A poor old kick from Phil Doherty. Didn't follow through at all, and 1 point only.
He kicked too close to his man, Bob, right into him and off his hands. Costly mistake.
Donis to take the kick in for East Fremantle. Wobbly sort of a punt. Players set, punched away by Cook. In there is Green for East Fremantle. He clears towards Hicks. Whoa, two East Fremantle players really get sorted out together. Ball comes out to Pretty. He can't handle it. Pretty gets out of immediate trouble. Ball's on the ground. Hicks comes back into the fray for East Fremantle. Avery's still on the ground and very, very groggy. The ball goes up towards the centre wing, over the line and out of bounds on the full, I think, is it?
Yes,
and the kick to go to Ken Inman. Oh, that would have hurt Avery, that one. That really would have hurt Avery. He's in the hands of 3 or 4 trainers. Meanwhile, the game goes on. Inman to take a very easy kick into play. It's a high punt kick now towards centre half forward. Ferguson's there for East Fremantle. Gibellini quickly cleared by Coates. Shields for Perth. Stiles is there. Bahaja picks up. Good pace by Bahaja. Left foot, not a good kick. Going in towards the player there, I can't quite pick up. McHale it was, yes. McHale for East Fremantle, and McHale will get a kick. Waiting on McHale. No leads offering. Good drop kick up towards full forward for East Fremantle. Player set. Almost a mark. Yes, I think the mark has been paid to Paul Nichols. And Nichols, great opportunity to bring up East Fremantle's 3rd goal and get them back onto level pegging with Perth. 2-2-14 East Fremantle, 3-2 Perth, with Paul Nichols some 25 to 30 metres out, dead in front, and shouldn't have a great deal of trouble bringing up a goal. There goes his kick. Oh, I think he's missed. He has. Oh, could have been a costly miss for East Fremantle. 2-3-15 East Fremantle, 3-2-20 Perth, and that's at the 23-minute mark in the first quarter.
A little hasty, I thought, in his kicking for goal. He never lined it up because he was right in front, and I think he should have concentrated much more. John
Quartermain with a drop kick right down to the centre of the ground, looking for Inman, but it's over his head, picked up by Cousins. Out it goes to Pretty. Pretty's on the far side of the ground. Gets his kick there, left footer right down towards centre half forward on the point of the diamond. Big pack of players down there. Grulicic behind. With him is Cook. Over goes Grulicic. And umpire Capes has ruled that Grulicic was pushed and will take the kick in the back pocket. John Grulicic. Good young player. Kicking out towards the far flank. Hicks versus Pretty. Hicks in front and Hicks takes a mark. Chris Hicks playing much more confidently today than he did in the second semi-final. First year player playing in his first final round appearance, but it's not a good kick. Goes to Farron. There's another bubble.
Oh, it's on for young and old.
As soon as one player gets knocked down from the side, in comes 3 or 4 backing up their teammates, and it doesn't take long for a melee to develop.
It's obvious they've been told to stick together, Bob, because they're doing just that.
Well, there's nobody on the mark now, and Farron can run where he likes. He does so. A long kick, well into the forward line. In front is Bentley to take the mark. Looked as though he was going, but luckily he's been awarded the kick in that last line of defence. Bentley now kicking out towards the outer side of the ground, looking for Bahaja, but Bahaja's beset on by Pretty. Over goes 2 or 3 players. Ferguson takes that punch, and Ferguson kicks up towards the flank, and Chris Hicks takes the mark. Chris Hicks, another mistake, trying to kick drop kicks over an opponent's head and not getting over, gives it to Avery. Oh, and Avery's once Well, East Fremantle players running into each other on the far side of the ground. No talking apparently. Looked like holding the ball, but play goes on. Out it comes towards Dern Taylor. He's on the half-forward flank, very slow to get to it. He does so now. About 55 to 60 metres out, a long kick towards full forward, but it's offline and through for the minor score.
There's a lot of mistakes made by East Fremantle then. They knocked into each other. It was panic stations. Then it was an obvious free kick against them, I thought, for the player, the East Fremantle player, let the ball go and was definitely holding the ball.
Don't seem to be talking out there. There's Johnny Quartermain's kick, a long kick out towards the far flank, looking for Pretty. Pretty takes it.
He's killing them out there, Bob.
Playing very well.
Kicks towards the centre of the ground into no man's land. Cooper comes in. Cooper in front of Bentley this time. Picks it up. Looks for the lead further field. There it goes towards Doherty. And Doherty has taken the mark between right half and right full forward position, about 55 metres out from goal. Well, Phil Doherty's a good kick. He's got the breeze behind him. Being told by the players to have a long shot for goal. And there he goes. Full forward, Phil Doherty. Oh, not a good kick from Doherty. Into the pocket. Wiley in front. And there it is again. See, as one player goes down, in they rush. In the right full forward pocket. This is the third bust up there in the first quarter.
Perth certainly aren't taking a back seat in the dust-ups, Marty, are they?
No, once one's in trouble, they're moving in, elbows, fists and everything. Good,
looks like
good
15 metres too. 15-metre penalty, I think.
They're winning the results of these punch-ups all the time because they're going for the ball first and East Fremantle antagonising after Perth have got the ball.
Well, that's the second 15-metre penalty that could result in a goal as Wiley comes back now to have a shot right in the square, his opponent is. There's a kick, no mistake about it. The fourth goal to Perth and the third to young Rod Wiley.
Yes, it was a good angle shot, but it was made easier by the 15-yard penalty and costly mistakes by East Fremantle by playing the man. They've got to concentrate on the ball as they did in the previous game. But Perth are a much more determined side today. They're wanting the ball and they're going together more so as a team.
Well, Perth 4-2-26, East Fremantle 2-4-16 as we go into the time-on period in the first quarter.
See, the wingers have been switched, John. Chris Hicks to this side and McHale's gone over on the Pretty.
A compliment to Pretty, John.
Playing a very good game, Marty. Waiting on the bounce down. McPhee for Perth and Baku for East Fremantle. There it is. Baku was interfered with by McPhee on that occasion. And Baku to take the kick for East Fremantle. There's his kick up towards centre half forward, holding up in the breeze a little bit. Players set. Hand pass out by Perth, gets him out of defence, down towards centre half forward. No marks taken there. Desperate defence by East Fremantle now. As they work the ball out towards Peake. Peake will use his left foot up towards the half-forward line. Melrose is there. Inman for Perth. Barges through his court to McPhee. McPhee in all sorts of trouble and holding the ball against McPhee. And Dernthaler to take the kick for East Fremantle. That was a very good tackle, Marty.
Very good tackle indeed, resulting free kick.
Yes, Dernthaler's kick. Out wide looking for Reed. He can't mark. Styles is there for Perth. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. Throw in to take place midway between the half-forward flank left and the left full-forward pocket. Waiting on the throw-in. All players get mixed up there. Comes out very quickly towards Melrose. Melrose lines up, drives towards a goal. Wait on this one. Oh, the 74 Sandover medalist, a little offline, and the minor score to East Fremantle.
Hasn't got the time today, John, to settle down. The kicking is astray. There's more pressure on the players.
Well, that's the fifth point that East Fremantle have kicked, and they could prove costly. Oh, there's a short kick from Quartermain out to McPhee, who fumbles it, but he's got enough time to scramble his kick out towards Lofts. Lofts uses his pace to get round his opponent onto the left foot in the centre looking for Inman, and Inman will take the mark. Inman plays on. That's a better kick from Inman to Cousins. Oh, great mark, Cousins. Good one-handed mark. Pursued by Bentley. Gets his kick in. A little bit of treatment as well down towards the forward line. Desperate defence by Donis. Cook's there for Perth. Socket up the ground by Donis. Donis following up. Is beset upon. Hasn't got rid of the ball. Good tackle on that occasion by Wayne Curry. And Curry will take the kick for Perth.
A little bit unlucky, Donis there. He battled right through.
He battled hard, but the tackling was good all the same.
Wayne Curry will drive this ball right down into the forward line for Perth. There goes his kick. Pulled it a little bit. Wiley's there, punched away by Grillicic. He's Fremantle, desperate out to Green. He's pulled off the kick. Cooper, good football, Cooper. Out towards Ross Bender, who'll shoot for goal. Ross Bender lines him up, drives it towards the goal. Wait on this one. Offline, through for a point. 4-3-27 to Perth. East Fremantle 2-5-17 at the 31-minute mark, first quarter.
Would have been a very valuable goal by Ross Bender if he'd kicked that one, Bob.
certainly would have, Marty, as time drawing to a close here in the first quarter as Eddie Donis takes the kick in, kicking towards the outer flank. Not a great deal of distance covered. Knocked away by Ross Bender. Here's a chance for Coates. Kerry Coates battling his way through there, can't pick it up. It's in the left full-back pocket for East Fremantle, and the defenders there awarded the kick. Who takes it up towards Melrose. Melrose gives a little shove to his opponent, but Ross Coates is watching him.
15-yarder, Bob.
Yeah. And another 15-metre penalty there. Well, that's about 4 or 5 that East Fremantle have given away in this quarter.
East Fremantle look like they're panicking a bit, Marty.
This is so. They are panic stations at the moment.
Ross Bender, kick towards full forward. Everybody up there, but the big hands of Bob Baku above the pack. He brings down the mark. Bob Baku kicking towards the grandstand side this time. Looking for Chris Hicks, and Hicks takes the mark. There's the siren to end the first quarter of the 1974 grand final. A good first quarter, particularly for Perth. Perth, 4-3-27. Lead East Fremantle 2-5-17. Nobody taking the mark there in the full forward area now as Donis picks it up, boots it out towards the grandstand flank. Pretty first in the race to the ball. Peake with him there. Peake in front at the moment. Doug Peake showing a ton of courage there, battling his way through, but the ball's gone out of bounds in front of the member stand. Overcome the rucks. Mike McPhee, Neil Ferguson. Ferguson gets it down, but his rover's not there. Loft's having a bit of trouble getting through, but he bounces back, kicks the ball towards the centre of the ground. Doug Green there, battling with Ross Bender. A hand pass over towards, picked up by Cousins now. Cousins breaking over the centre line. Good pass beautiful. Up towards the half-forward flank. A brilliant pass there as Robbie Lawrence coming well out, took that mark. Well, Brian Cousins showed a ton of pace there. Lawrence about 50 metres out from goal. The drop punt on its way towards full forward is high in the air, drifting towards the square. Big pack of players, but the big arms of Bob Baku dragging down the mark in the last line of defence. Bob Baku, the biggest player on the ground, taking that mark right between the goalposts. Kicks the ball out towards the right half-back flank. Bentley dropping an easy mark, but he's been paid there by umpire Ross Capes on that half-back flank. Ron Bentley coming in there, taking his time. He's gone for the drop kick right down the centre of the ground. Shields high in the air, can't take the mark. Picked up by Lofts, back to Shields. Shields' kick is smothered now. In the centre diamond, players battling for the ball. Ferguson gets it out. Good play, Neil Ferguson. Shovel further field to Melrose. Melrose 40 metres out. Onto the beat. A quick kick from Melrose. And once more it's offline and through for the minor score only. Well, Graham Melrose hasn't got his kicking boots on the date. Perhaps he'll make amends later on, but kicking under pressure and 2 points to the 1974 Sandover medalist.
Waiting for the kick in. Mark being taken by Gibellini on the right half forward flank for East Fremantle. Melrose, talking about him again, just doesn't seem to be able to break away from the packs at this stage. Waiting on Gibellini. He'll drive the ball deeper towards the forward line for East Fremantle. That's the way it goes. Player setting. Punched away. Comes out towards Bahaja. He slips over. Dernthal is in there. Melrose once again. Melrose, a hand pass to Bahaja, who's in all sorts of trouble. Play on, says the umpire. Good hand pass out towards Quartermain, who's having trouble picking the ball up. In chips Melrose again. Melrose lines up, will shoot towards goal. That's a better kick from the East Fremantle captain. Good shot, Graham Melrose. 3 goals, 6-24 East Fremantle, 4-3-27 Perth, and that's at the 3-minute mark first quarter.
That's the way to put a goal on the board, Marty. Just tell the public that Melrose is not kicking well and he kicks a goal.
Although he's been under extreme pressure, and the first time he's had a chance to break away due to a fumbling episode by John Quartermain when he should have grabbed that ball off the carpet.
Well, Ferguson and McPhee opposed the centre bounce down. Waiting on umpire Ross Capes. There it is. Jostling. Ferguson gets it. Pace of Hollands is evident as he kicks the ball in front of himself. Shields using as much pace as Hollands. Hollands, good football out towards McHale, who fumbles. Lofts is there. He's outnumbered 3-1. Reid for East Fremantle. Pulled off the kick. Dernthal for East Fremantle. Grabbed when not in possession and will take a kick. Midway between the left half forward flank and left full forward pocket for East Fremantle. Well, a goal to East Fremantle have put them in front. Let's see what Dernthal does with the ball. There goes the kick. We're right behind it. It's offline from here. It's going over the line and out of bounds on the full, I believe. And the kick into play to be taken by Mal Day. There's the kick in towards McPhee, but it doesn't get to McPhee. Gibellini, a good mark. Gibolini, distance certainly wouldn't be beyond him. East Fremantle haven't been going too well when they're shooting for goal. 3-6-24 East Fremantle, 4-3-27 Perth at the 4-minute mark. There's a short lead over towards Melrose. Bad mistake by the Perth defence. Melrose has marked the ball well within kicking distance. Graham Melrose, the 1974 Sandover medalist. Styles on the mark, doing his war dance. There goes the Melrose drop punt. I think that's offline too. It is. 1 point only to East Fremantle. And Graham Melrose definitely hasn't got his kicking boots on. 3-7-25 East Fremantle, 4-3-27 Perth at the 5-minute mark, second quarter.
John Quartermain with a good 60-metre kick towards the half-back flank. Knocked away by Ferguson towards Peake. Very close to the line out there and finally goes out of play in the right full forward pocket. 27-25 in favour of Perth. Dern Taylor coming in now, post to McPhee. Dern Taylor gets the tap down. Avery taking the ball, knocks it on cleverly towards Hollands. Hollands under the boot. A quick kick, looks like it's gone astray and through for the minor score only.
Well, East Fremantle are doing all the attacking at this stage, Bob. They're going in very confidently, but they're shooting for goals slightly astray.
I think that wind could be freshening, Marty, but John Quartermain, a good kick once more towards the outer flank. Nearly a good mark. It's been paid there by umpire Capes. It's a good mark to Mike McPhee there between left full-back and left half-back. McPhee kicking the ball high. You can see the wind stopping that ball now, so it goes towards the outer flank. And a good mark out there on the far side of the ground to Bentley. Bentley judging that ball very well, come right down with his marksman, kicked a high kick towards centre half forward. Nichols is in it. Can't take the mark. Play on, says the umpire. In the right full forward pocket. Avery picks it up. In plenty of trouble out there, and it's gone out of play right full forward pocket for the blue and whites. Plenty of pressure on this quarter. The break to either side here perhaps could decide the game. In the back, says the umpire. Perth taking the front position. McPhee it is again, and he'll take the kick in that left full-back pocket.
He's doing a very good job in the ruck, this boy, at this moment, Bob.
Yes, Mike McPhee, a plotter. He's not brilliant, but he does a lot of work and a lot of body work in the ruck. Mike McPhee now coming in to take his kick now. Gets more distance with this kick. Up towards the flank there. Shields home there, but he can't mark, and in comes Bentley. Here's the loose players for East Fremantle. Picked up by Melrose. Showing plenty of pace. Over to McHale. Oh, a bad hand pass from McHale. He's lucky to get out of it. Over the shoulder, says the umpire. And Dern Taylor takes the kick right on the point of the diamond. Dern Taylor about 55 metres out directly in front with the breeze behind him. Well, he's not kicking well today, this fellow. Let's see what he can do with this one. He's gone for the high drop punt kick. It's drifting towards the square. Touch through once more for the minor score. And East Fremantle a string of points at the moment.
Poor desperate defence by Perth on that occasion. East Fremantle 3-9-27, Perth 4-3-27. It's all even at the 7-minute mark in the second quarter. Quartermain to kick. A beautiful kick into the breeze. The breeze is definitely strengthening. Farrance up there, comes out towards Shields, but Melrose does it well. Melrose onto the right boot, drives towards goal again. Offline once more, you'll find. Minor score to East Fremantle. They reach double figures as far as points are concerned. East Fremantle 3-10-28. Perth 4-3-27.
1 goal 4 to Graham Melrose.
1 goal 4. Not good kicking. There's the Quartermain kick again. Farrance in there for Perth and marks well in under pressure. Farrant on the left half back flank. Will put as much distance between him and the ball as he possibly can. There's his kick up towards the wing. Cooper's there. Bahaja. Rossbend, a good football to Cousins. Watch Cousins go with pace. Left foot, short kick in towards Wiley. Wiley's beset upon by his immediate opponent. East Fremantle will get themselves out of trouble. No, they won't. Yes, they will. And a free kick on the half-back line to Bentley. Into Hicks. Hicks a hand pass further afield to Grillicic. Grillicic back to Hicks. Not good football. Cousins in the middle of Hicks's back. And Hicks to take the kick on the right centre wing for East Fremantle.
As long as you're in front, John, you're getting a kick at the moment.
Yeah, I think the players will be aware of this at the moment.
Hicks onto the law. Hicks, 15-metre penalty because the umpire felt that Cooper came over the mark. And Hicks, I think, a little bit lucky there, Marty.
I thought so. He tried to elude his marksman. There's no question about that, but the umpire said no.
There goes Hicks's kick down towards right half forward. In front, Avery. Will he be paid? He's not. Very, very scrambly. Dern Taylor. Out towards Gibolini, hooks it in towards full forward. Quartermain's there for Perth. Spoilt by Nichols. Play on, says the umpire. Very, very scrambly in the left full forward pocket, and the bounce down will take place.
Left full forward pocket for the East Fremantle side. There's the tap down by Nichols, but through comes John Quartermain. Gets that drop kick in towards the flank. A good drop kick too, but it's missed by Cook. Taken by Pretty. Looks like he's holding the ball, but play on. Cook backs him up well. He's over the centre line. There goes the kick from Cook up towards full forward. A chance for Lawrence, but he can't mark it. It's in the left full forward pocket now. Oh, well done by Bob Baku. Brings it out onto the flank there. Kerry Coates. And Coates gets the blue and whites out of trouble. Kicking towards the wing. Alan Reid there now, battling with Lofts. Lofts, a Tigerish player, is in plenty of trouble. Oh, too high, says the umpire. A little bit lucky, I think, with that one. And Lofts is going to take the kick now. Both East Fremantle players run away as Lofts kicks the ball towards the centre half forward position. And once more, Coates comes in to take the mark. Coates on the half back line. Kicking towards the member stand flank. Ferguson up there, can't mark. Recovers quickly. Gets it further afield towards McHale. There's Dern-Taylor. Well played by Dern-Taylor and McHale. There's McHale driving in with a drop kick. Good combination there, but slightly offline once more and through for the minor score. Well, East Fremantle kicking a string of points in this quarter. They were 2-5. They've kicked 1-6 today. Quartermain going for the short pass to Wiley, and it comes off. Wiley taking the kick about 40 metres out.
Somebody off for Perth.
Lawrence, it looks like.
There's the kick from Wiley towards the Curry there, taking it on the half back line. Bad luck for Perth if Robbie Lawrence is off the ground already. Farrant taking the mark right in front of the member stand. Big Doug Farrant, and 15 metres once more. Well, umpire Ross Cates not messing around with these.
Jeff Watts on for Perth, Bob.
And that's a good 25 metres if I've ever measured one, says Ross Cates, as he brings Ferguson right back on the mark there. And Doug Farrant takes the kick with that drop punt up towards centre half forward. Thumped away there by the defenders. Picked up by Ross Bender. Left puts it towards full forward. Baku trying to take the mark. Nobody can take it there. Play on, says the umpire. Fitz, everything going in there. And umpire Ross Cates said, I'll have it. We'll bounce the ball about 20 metres out, right in front of the Perth goal.
Oh, a very hectic passage of play. There goes a bounce down. Thumped away by Baku. Collins is there, but so is Curry. Good defence by East Fremantle down towards Melrose. Melrose, a beautiful drop kick right onto the chest of Reid. Reid hooks the ball in towards centre half forward. Dern-Thaler's in there for East Fremantle. He'll shoot for goal. Wait on this one. I think this looks a bit better. It is a goal. Goal to East Fremantle. East Fremantle 4-11-25. Perth 4-3-27. 12 minutes, second quarter.
Good effort by East Fremantle there. Perth seem to be behind their players, and they've two costly mistakes by slipping over, but good position play. East Fremantle read the ball excellently, knew where to go, and finally captivated to finish it off with a good goal by Dern-Taler.
Waiting for the ball to come back to umpire Capes. Farrant's in there for Perth. Will be opposed by Baku. There's Shields also. 35 plays 27. There's the bounce down. Farrant gets the tap. Bull socket off the ground by East Fremantle. Picked up very quickly for Perth by Watt. Out to Farrant. Farrant in a lot of trouble holding the ball. Hollins to take the kick for East Fremantle. Good tackle by East Fremantle and a 15-metre penalty because Farrant had his hands on the ball, Marty.
Yes, quite right. He had his hands on the ball and he's just dropped it indiscriminately. He's certainly consistent with the 15-yard penalties.
Hollins looks as though he's going to have a shot for goal. There goes the Hollins drop punt, right down and towards the full forward line. Players set. Great mark. Great mark in defence for Perth. And a beautiful mark by Mick Ray. Brilliantly held by Mick Ray on that occasion. Kick's not a particularly good one. Will favour Avery, but it's going over the line and out of bounds.
He's got a good leap, Marty, when he likes to use it. Yes, he can judge it.
He's judged it very well then. A spectacular mark. No doubt the mark of the day so far.
Just the throw in. Dern-Taler and Inman. Comes out towards Bahaja. Pretty again, playing a great game for Perth. Pretty in towards the centre of the ground. Baku's there with Shields, and Baku puts himself in front and takes a good mark for East Fremantle.
Big fella's doing it well, John.
Doing it very well, Marty. Bob Baku, tallest man on the ground. There goes his kick down towards the full forward line. Plenty of players throwing themselves up to the ball. Nichols is there for Perth. Scramble out towards Avery. Avery in under pressure. Dern-Thaler's in there as well. Very, very scrambly. And the umpire blows the whistle and the bounce down to take place almost on the edge of the square. Very desperate football at the moment,
yes,
Marty.
A lot of tight football on the forward line.
Plenty of pressure as the rucks go up. Nobody getting the tap out. It's in the right full forward pocket. Umpire Coates has picked the kick out of this. Holding the ball, he says, against East Fremantle. And Perth defenders to take the kick. They can't find the ball there at the moment. Ken Inman's trying to get there. There's another 15-metre penalty.
Deliberately held it between his legs, Bob.
Well, this would be about the 12th in the game so far, and they're nice and long. They'd be about 20 to 25 each one of them. The players should learn a lesson from this. There's the kick from Inman. Out towards the flank. A good mark there taken out from that flank by Pretty. Playing very well at the moment. David Pretty, the ex-North Melbourne player, playing on the wing today. In his first final game in WA. There's Green trying to bust his way through. He's well backed up there by Bahaja. Out it comes to the flank from McHale. A good pass from Bahaja. Finds Tony McHale. Looks like another 15 metres if he doesn't watch out. But McHale comes back now. The short pass is on and taken by Coates. Coates the ball to Avery. Coates is the half-back flanker. And he's picked out Avery, who's between the half-forward line and right full forward. Avery about 50 metres out. Right behind the big fellow here coming in to take his kick. He allows for the breeze. It's drifting in nicely. It's a good kick from Noel Avery, and it's through for full points for the 5th goal to the blue and white.
5 goals, 11 East Fremantle to 4 goals, 3 Perth. And East Fremantle have taken this game by the bit in this first part of the second quarter. Playing excellently. They're backing up much better. They're pinpointing their kicking because their tackling of Perth is not as tough as it was in the first quarter. But East Fremantle, full marks to them. Their attack, they were going excellent in attack. They're fanning out, and their shots per goal have improved in the last few minutes.
Bad luck, Robbie Lawrence going off their mobility a bit.
McPhee and Baku. McPhee's ball. Can't do much with it. East Fremantle down towards centre half forward. Inman's there for Perth. Inman marks and clears. Out towards Pretty. Pretty yards on his own. Ooh. Just eludes that tackle. Good football from David Pretty. Beautiful pass from Pretty. Drives the ball in towards Lawrence, and Lawrence's mark.
Cousins it is.
Cousins, I'm sorry. Cousins now towards full forward. Spoiled out towards Gruljasic. Gruljasic will clear for East Fremantle. Pretty leading in the race for the ball. Through comes Curry. He can't pick it up. Hollands is there. Hollands' hand pass goes astray, but taken very quickly by East Fremantle as they drive the ball down towards centre half forward. Lofts for Perth. Ball eludes him. Nichols is there for Perth, for East Fremantle, I should say. Very, very scrambly. Nichols once again. Hand pass to Avery, who's been left by his immediate opponent. Avery in trouble. Stiles is there for Perth. Stiles hand pass towards McPhee. McPhee will clear for Perth. Good football from Perth on that occasion as McPhee clears the ball up towards the centre. Comes out very quickly towards Peake. Out towards Hollands. Hollands fumbles. Still fumbles, but controls the ball well. Good football, David Hollands. Good football. Drives it down towards the full forward line into the safe arms of John Quartermain. Short lead out to Wiley. Wiley's marked for Perth. He'll play on. Wiley in towards Pretty, who's been a great player for Perth. David Pretty's marked the ball. There's his kick, not a particularly good one, up towards Cooper. Favours Bob Shields. Shields left puts it in towards centre half forward. Kerry Coates is there for East Fremantle. Eludes him. Comes out towards Cousins again. Cousins, a good pass. Further afield into the safe arms of Doherty. Doherty drives the ball deep down towards full forward. Players setting themselves. Barrett for Perth. Barrett's marked, I'm sure. A lot of treatment Barrett's getting also from Neil Ferguson, but no doubt about it, Barrett's marked. And a great opportunity for Barrett to bring up a much-needed goal for Perth. East Fremantle 5-11-41, Perth 4-3-27 as we wait on Doug Barrett to take this shot for Perth. There it goes, no mistake about it. Through the middle, good goal to Perth. 5-3 they are, 33 points. East Fremantle 5-11-41, and that's at the 19-minute mark, second quarter.
It was quick thinking by Farron too. When Doherty took that mark, he called him to play on immediately, as Farron only had one opponent in the goal square, and he outmarked him by the use of his body, by using his body very intelligently, and no doubt couldn't miss that shot right in front. 8 points the difference in this titanic struggle in the second quarter.
Marty, I see that John Todd has switched wingers once again, that Chris Hicks has gone back onto David Pretty now, and McHale back on this flank.
Yeah, David Pretty seems pretty hard to subdue. It's not a bad phrase. He's pretty hard to subdue, Bob. He's going excellently pretty on that.
Well done, Marty.
Yeah.
You see that Wayne Curry, number 16, is in the centre there,
Chopped
playing
around
on
a bit
Melrose
there
at the moment.
Yes,
So apparently he's been told to shadow him for a while. There's the bounce down. Big Bob Baku getting the head out. Can't get far with it. Picked up by Curry, but umpire Coates will rebounce. 41-33 at the 19-minute mark of the second quarter. There's Baku using his height there to get it down to Melrose. Melrose trying to break through, but he's getting the kick there. Well, there's the front man, the man prepared to go for the ball, getting the kick once again. There's a pass, a brilliant pass out towards Reid. Good kick from Melrose. And Alan Reid's taken the mark in towards McHale. McHale marks right on the point of the diamond. Well, Tony McHale, the wing, coming right down to accept that pass. Played a great game in the... there's a short pass, and Gibellini didn't know it was coming till the last second, but he accepts the pass. Gibellini, 45 metres out directly in front. And Alan Reid coming in to tell him to steady now. Gibellini had several shots in the first quarter, but Australia, let's see what he can do with this one. Directly in front of the blue and white goal. There's his kick, he's hooked it. Oh, he's hooked it badly, and it's gone out of play. Well, there's been many, many misses by Fremantle. They've kicked 5-11 to 5-3 by Perth, and certainly missed some easy shots. Kick in to be taken now. That last line of defence by Mick Ray. He's gone for the short pass to Alan Stiles, and it comes off. Stiles accepts the pass, but he's only about 15 metres in front of his own goal. Oh, a drop kick doesn't get a great deal of distance. There's Baku in front, but he can't take the mark. Misunderstanding there by East Fremantle as it's kicked out towards the flank. Missed by Kerry Coates. Taken by Ross Bender. Gets his foot to the ball up towards the forward area. And there's two Perth players there. Either of them could have taken the mark, but it's Doug Farrett that comes out with it. Well, pushing the back, says umpire Capes. I think he's going to take it off Farrett. And Ferguson is going to be awarded the kick.
Well, I don't know where he's pulling those from. I couldn't see that one, but he has.
Well, two Perth players are in it. Ferguson must have been there somewhere, but he's been awarded the kick. There's a short pass on towards Gibellini, and Gibellini accepts the pass. Gibellini running over the half-back line, kicking towards the half-forward line for the blue and whites. It's not a good kick. It's gone out of bounds right here in front of the member stand. 41-33 at the 21-minute mark.
Waiting for the throw-in. McPhee and Baku. Wiley's in there for Perth. The set-up line. Good hand pass by Wiley. Wiley to McPhee. McPhee to Shields. Shields up towards the right half-forward flank. Player set. Punched away by Ferguson. Ross Bender in the back. And when Ross Bender must take the kick for Perth. Oh, Temper's getting a little sprayed out there. The lead's on to Farrett if he wants it. That's the way the ball goes, and Farrett is marked this time. On the left half-forward flank for Perth. Distance wouldn't be beyond Farrett. Doug Farrett played quite well, has kicked the goal so far for Perth. There goes Farrett's kick. We'll wait on that one. It's curling away from the goals. Socket off the ground. A brilliant goal on that occasion by Doherty. That's his second. Quick thinking by Phil Doherty as he socket Perth's sixth goal. 6-3, 39 Perth, East Fremantle, 5-11-41 at the 22-minute mark, second quarter.
A game of fluctuating moments, certainly at this stage. A good fight back by Perth. East Fremantle appear to have a little bit more confidence and directness in their play, but Perth, through the avenue of their small men from the centre, and Farrett and Doherty marking exceptionally well in the forward line, have pegged their leeway back to 2 points.
Well, there's been a lot of goals scored by both ends through loose defence by both sides, and here comes Ross Capes in to bounce the ball. I've noticed young Alan Reid's gone to the centre and McHale to a half-forward flank now. Well, Ferguson was the back that time. At the back of the player, he got that for pushing the back, and there goes his kick towards centre half-forward. Oh, plenty of Perth players up, and no East Fremantle. They get it out towards Hollands. Hollands in the right full forward pocket, was set upon by three Perth players, and the ball's gone out towards Mick Ray on the far side of the ground. Oh, bad play there. Picked up by Nichols in towards full forward. Looks like a good kick from here. It's through. A beautiful kick. I think it was Paul Nichols, John, wasn't it?
It was Paul Nichols, Bob, yes.
Well, there's the opportunity. You grasp it when it's there. Bad play there by the Perth defence. Nichols picked it up and put it through for a major.
Mistakes are costly in finals, and Michael Rowe made a shocking mistake then. He had the run of the play, and he turned back into his opponents, and of course he was dispossessed, and they certainly didn't make any mistake with the resulting kick.
Well, as I said before, mistakes by both defences allowing goals for both sides, and they're certainly going to be costly. Umpire Capes bounces again. Ross Bender's come onto the ball. Picked up by Shields. Shields out towards the centre wing position. Ooh. Nobody wants the ball, but it's taken by Coates. Coates a drop kick towards the half-forward flank. Taken by Dern Taylor. Dern Taylor kicks it over towards the centre position, and well marked there, courageous mark there to David Hollands. Strong player, this fellow. 1971 Sandover medalist. Played about 96 games for East Fremantle and played them well. Taking this kick now, just about at the point of the diamond. Long, high punt kick towards the square. Oh, Nichols there, marked on it. Well, he was with John Quartermain, but Quartermain tried to mark from behind. A bad fault by a defender once again. Nichols about 10 metres out on a slight angle. We're right behind him here, and Paul Nichols playing full forward at the moment, coming in to have this shot. There goes his kick. No mistake about that one. And there's the 7th goal on the board for the Blue and Whites.
2 in a row to Paul Nichols and Marty.
Yes, poor defensive play, as Bob Miller just made a mention, by the Perth defence. Quartermain has made 3 costly mistakes, one by not punching the ball away then. He wasn't at all determined to get rid of the ball. He tried to mark with a taller opponent and definitely should have destroyed on that occasion. But a good goal and an important goal to East Fremantle.
Ross Bender and Ferguson will be opposed for this bounce down. Shields is in there, Cousins for Perth, Melrose for East Fremantle. That's the bounce. Interference once again to Ferguson, and Ferguson to take another kick in the centre of the ground.
What do you reckon? He's backing into him, Marty. He's certainly not pushing him.
He's not pushing him either. No, his Tiggy touch was in the centre.
Ferguson down towards centre half forward. Curry's in there for Perth. Inman. Gibolini for East Fremantle. Hand pass towards Bahaja. Bahaja, good football to Peake. Peake left foot towards the goal. Nobody there at home at all for Perth. And had McHale been able to trap that one for East Fremantle, a goal undoubtedly would have resulted, but it's out of bounds in the right full forward pocket. Here's to throw in. Dernfowler and Inman. Nichols, good tap from Nichols. Comes out towards Gibolini. He's in more strife than you can imagine. Holding the ball, says the umpire, and Styles to take the kick in the left full-back pocket for Perth. Wait and see what Styles does with the kick. Oh, he's not kicking well, Chubby Styles, at the moment. That one wasn't a good one, but luckily fell into the arms of teammate Brian Cousins. Cousins plays on quickly, up towards Shields. Shields towards McPhee. McPhee from the back tries to mark, gets possession of the ball. Good football, McPhee. Hand pass a little bit astray towards Cooper. Long hand pass out, looking for Brian Cook. Cook upset. Doherty's there. Left foot by Doherty. Good mark by McPhee. Lot of courage by Mike McPhee. Took a bit of treatment too. Great mark by Mike McPhee, playing a good game, Marty. Yes,
he's certainly in the dark with that one. That's a real test of football courage, and McVeigh went for the ball and he saw nothing else but it. It certainly warrants a goal from this one.
Waiting on Mike McPhee to have his shot. 6-3-39 Perth, 7-11-53 East Fremantle. The goal would be very valuable to Perth. There goes McPhee, shot for goal. Wait on it. Through. He's got it. Good goal to Mike McPhee. Courageous mark it was, and as Marty said, a goal, a very, very fitting result. 7-11-53 East Fremantle, 7-3 to Perth, and that's at the 26-minute mark in the first quarter. 45 points, plays 53 as we're in the time on period.
Missed mark there by the defence there for Perth. Big Bob Baku got plenty of time to come out and kick towards the boundary. It's very close. It's out of bounds on the pull, and the kick to be taken in that right full forward position there by Perth. Win Rossbender it is, coming in to take his kick. He's about 50 to 55 metres out. Win Rossbender coming in towards full forward, kicking towards the square. There goes a player, was booted out, but umpire Ross Capes didn't see it. The first player edged out of the way, and Ferguson comes in to take the mark. Neil Ferguson, the last line of defence.
He's missing a few, Bob.
Kicks over to Kerry Coates and the opposite flank, and Coates accepts the pass. Up towards Tony Bahaja. Bahaja kicks towards the centre of the ground. Peake saw he couldn't mark, so good play there by Shields to get it over to Rossbender. Intelligent play, but missed kicking once again has allowed Big Bob Baku in to take the mark. A lot of indiscriminate kicking by both sides as they go into their forward line. There's a kick towards the half-forward line. Nobody wants the ball at the moment. Comes out Colin Lofts first in the race to the ball. Gets his kick back towards the centre line. Reid there battling with Cook. Well backed up by Rob Wiley. Wiley picks it up, boots it towards the half-forward line. And once more, Grulisic comes in, defender for East Fremantle to relieve.
A lot of pressure on the East Fremantle defence at this stage, and they're standing up to it well. Grulisic down towards the wing. Lofts and Avery. Comes out towards Cook. Cook a scrambly kick up towards half-forward. Makes it hard for his opponents. Good football by Barrett. Play on, says the umpire. Thought there may have been a kick. Barrett once again to Wiley. Wiley in trouble. Pulled off the kick. Barrett in there again, being held when not in possession. And Barrett to take the kick.
Good punch.
Bit of nonsense going on there on the half-forward line, but it's still Farron's kick. Hug Farron. Oh, not a good kick from Farron. Could be out on the full. Just marked. On the right half forward flank for Perth by Cousins. Cousins plays on quickly, drives him towards full forward. Wait on this one, through for the minor score to Perth, 7-4-46 to Perth. East Fremantle 7-11-53 at the 31-minute mark, and that's the siren for half-time. So the score at half-time sees East Fremantle in the lead. East Fremantle 7-11-53, Perth 7-4-46.
A light breeze blowing towards the left of the screen, to which Perth are kicking, and they certainly have to take advantage. There's the commencement of the third quarter of this 1974 Grand Final. Curry gets the kick that goes towards the half-forward line. Bentley can't mark. Picked up by Doug Green. Doug Green over to Hicks. Hicks can't handle the ball. It's taken there by John Grilicic. Strong player for East Fremantle. Up towards the half-forward line. Tony McHale getting through. Finally gets through there, and through comes Dickinson out towards the flank. Once very close there as Ginman picks it up. A wild kick up in the air. Three Perth players there as Mike McPhee takes it away with strong play. Left puts it up towards the half-forward flank. Through comes Grilicic once more, gets his foot to the ball and out of the danger zone. And up to Neil Ferguson. Oh, a bad hand pass. Over to Hollands is lucky for East Fremantle. They get out of trouble. Up towards Peake, and Brian Peake takes the mark on the right centre wing for the blue and whites. There's a kick from Peake. He's gone right across the centre of the ground towards Gimelini. Not good tactics at this stage, but they get away with it. And a bad hand pass from Gimelini. It's picked up by Brian Cook. There goes the kick, a 40-metre kick towards the forward area. Nearly a mark to Perth. Once more, Grilicic coming through. Grilicic still playing the ball. Gives it back to his opponent. Many mistakes being made here as the ball comes towards Ross Bender. He's tackled hard, loses the ball. Doug Green picks it up and boots it towards centre half forward.
Good football from Doug Green. Styles is up there. Derntaler, good hand pass over to Peake. Peake drives it up towards full forward. No one there for East Fremantle. Locks will clear. Gets around Avery. Big kick by Locks up towards the wing. Cook's there with McHale. Ball comes to the ground. Cook pushing along in front of him. Good football from Cook as he gets it away from his immediate opponent. Down towards the half-forward line. Coates is there. Coates pressing hard. Tackles. Good football from Coates. Back to Bahaja. Bahaja in towards the centre of the ground looking for Ferguson. And Ferguson takes the mark. Plays on quickly out to Hollands. Not a good hand pass. Forces Hollands to dummy back. Hollands to Gibolini is good football. Gibolini will drive down towards a full forward line. Beautiful kick towards Nichols. Nichols can't mark. Comes off his hands. Nichols a chance. But set upon by the Perth defence. Quartermain's in there. I think the whistle's gone for a free kick. No, it hasn't. The whistle is blown. And a bounce down will take place right in the right full forward pocket. Oh, very hectic passage of play, that one. There they go. Comes out towards Peake again. In towards Nichols. He can't handle it. Derntaler's in there for East Fremantle. Very, very scrambly. And once again, the umpire has blown the whistle and the bounce down will take place.
Free kick, I think.
Oh, it's a free kick.
Well,
free kick to Peake. Where did that one come from, Marty?
In the back, I think he played it. He was in the front of the play, and he's been playing those consistently throughout.
There's a kick from Peake. Looks pretty good from here, drifting across. No, the goal umpire says 1 point, drifted offline at the last second. The minor score on the board to East Fremantle. Well, a hectic passage of play there up in that full forward position. And umpire Capes picked out that kick to Brian Peake. There's the kick from Quartermain out towards the grandstand flank. Missed there by McPhee. Picked up by Shields. Shields kicked to the half-forward line. Bentley underneath it. Can't mark it. Missed by Green. Here's a chance for Ross Bender. Over the half-forward line. Ross Bender racing in towards full forward. Boots the ball. It's through. It just snuck through there. We're right behind it. And first major score on the board for Perth in the first 4 minutes of this third quarter.
Good play by Ross Bender. He left Doug Green for dead in that passage of play. Perth came down very confidently through Shields, and Ross Bender had the run of the ball, had a lot of confidence in himself, picked up the ball and ran straight for the goals on an angle and kicked a very much needed goal for the Perth side.
Well, Win Ross Bender playing much better today as he had in the two previous final round games. And the pressure's really on now. 54 to 52 in favour of East Fremantle at the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Backfoot umpire Ross Capes. Bob Shields still on the ball. So is Ferguson and McPhee. Ferguson gets the head out. Goes towards the wing. It's picked up by Cook, who's playing on the wing in this time. Over to Cousins. Plenty of pace from Cousins. The kick towards full forward. Donaldson's up, but he can't mark it. In the pocket it goes to Wiley. Wiley screws it. This will be a magnificent goal. It's a goal. Well, you saw Bob Wiley running away in the right full forward pocket. The white line was right down at his feet. He scooted back over his shoulder and put it through with what be a miraculous goal, and I'd say the goal of the day, certainly at the moment.
One of the greatest snapshots I've seen this year. There's no question about that. He's certainly got goal sense, this boy. He's got 4 goals on the board, and it puts Perth in a very good position, 9-4 to 7-12. The game's very tight at the moment.
Well, 58 plays 54 with Perth in front at the 5-minute mark.
That's the third ball that's gone off, John. Umpire Phillips taking another ball out.
A lot of pregnant ladies going to be leaving the ground, you reckon? Waiting for the ball to come out to umpire Ross Capes. What a magnificent goal that was of Wiley. Let's see if it's the goal that can spark Perth and really see what sort of a third quarter they can play. Waiting on the bounce down. McPhee and Ferguson. McPhee takes the ball. Good football out to Cousins. McPhee starting to play well now. Cousins with the left foot towards centre half forward. Griljasic will clear for East Fremantle. Good play by Griljasic. Looking for someone to kick the ball to. Has a bounce. Out wide on the right half forward, looking for Peake. Dickinson's there. Shields for Perth. Shields will gather in. The set upon by Gibolini. Cousins there for Perth. Cousins will drive long towards the goal. There goes Cousins' punt kick. Right down towards full forward. A great mark by Doherty, I think it was. Tremendous mark by Phil Doherty. You saw the mark he took. And what a game Doherty's playing so far for his side.
Good fighting effort there, John.
Great mark. 2 goals Doherty has thus far. Let's see if he can bring up his third. Oh, brilliant mark that one was. Mark of the day for sure. Phil Doherty comes in. There goes the kick. No mistake about it. Through he goes. 10 goals to Perth. 7 goals, 12 to East Fremantle. And that's at the 7-minute mark in the third quarter.
Great fighting effort by Shields from the centre, and particularly young Brian Cousins. Talk about giving them drive from the central position. They're getting the ball away from the centre at the moment. The forwards are fanning out, and Perth are looking much more confident in the attacking division.
Well, it's certainly a ruck game, Marty. The side that gets the ball away from the centre generally scoring the goal at this stage.
It's like this is the name of the game at the moment, Bob.
10-4, 64 to Perth, 7-12, 54 to East Fremantle, 7-minute mark. Umpire Ross Capes, the same set-up as start of the quarter. Mike McVie getting his body in front, but it's picked up this time by Ferguson. Out it goes towards McHale. He can't pick it up. Takes a bit of punishment there, and umpire Ross Capes said, I'll have it, and rebounds inside the dome. Well, this is going to be a pressure quarter. The breeze hasn't altered a great deal, not playing a very important part in the game at the moment. Shields once more driving his side forward.
For a penalty free, Bob.
And a free kick where it lands, and these penalties are paying against East Fremantle at the moment. Kick to be taken by Jeff Watt, who came on as a replacement for Robbie Lawrence midway through the second quarter. The kick from Watt's a high one towards full forward. Doherty, but it's thumped away. Taken by Griljasic. Chance for Perth. Doherty onto the boot. A quick kick from Doherty, and luckily for the Red and Blacks, it was offline and through only for the minor score. Well, Perth doing all the attacking at the moment. They were 7-4 at three-quarter time, which was 7 minutes ago, and now they're 10-5. They scored a quick 3 goals run. Up towards the centre position, well taken there by Ferguson. Over to Melrose. Melrose, a beautiful drop kick. Up towards centre half forward. Through goes Ray, but he didn't take the ball with him. Picked up by Avery. Up towards Nichols, and a good mark to Nichols. Well played by Avery. Saw Nichols coming out in front, and Paul Nichols, 25 metres out from goal. He missed one from here a while ago. Let's see what he can do with this one. Paul Nichols coming in. Made no mistake about this one. The 8th goal on the board for the Blue and Whites.
They did it quite well on that occasion. Paul Nichols is very strong overhead. He judged that mark very well indeed, and didn't make any mistake about the resultant kick.
Do you think he should remain at full forward there, Marty?
Yes, I think they'd like to see height there, and he can take the big overhead mark. But I'm a bit worried about Perth not destroying more, punching the ball away, and playing closer to the men in defence. I think East Fremantle are more tighter in defence than Perth are.
Donna's come out to centre half back, Marty.
Noticeable one, that one, yes.
McPhee and Baku to do battle. There's the bounce down. McPhee using his body well, but Baku gets it down to Hollands. Hollands good football as he gives it over to Peake. Peake left puts it up towards the half-forward line. Inman, a good mark. to Inman. Great mark to Inman, the centre half back for Perth. And Inman will relieve to his side. Ken Inman playing at centre half back. There goes his kick up towards the centre wing. In front was Cook, and Cook has been paid the mark for Perth. Plays on quickly. Left foot, not a good kick. Hicks and Pretty. In the back to Hicks. In the back to Pretty, I mean. And Pretty to take the kick. A little bit of doubt about that one, Marty?
Yeah, I thought it was a wishy-washy, very sizzy free kick, but he's given a few of these.
Anyway, Pretty has the ball for Perth. He'll drive it deep down towards the forward line. Great kick from David Pretty. In front, comes out towards Wiley. Wiley onto the right boot, right on this one. Offline this time, through for the minor score. Perth 10-6, 66. East Fremantle 8-12, 60. A one-goal lead to Perth, and that's at the 10-minute mark in the third quarter. Green playing at full-back. Short lead on and accepted over there on the half-back flank by Kerry Coates for East Fremantle. There's a short one onto Ferguson if he wants it. That's the way it goes. Ferguson plays on, gets round Ross Bender. East Fremantle starting to fiddle around with the ball. Hollands, a big kick up towards the wing. Avery eludes Avery. This lets Locks in. Locks will clear. Hurries the kick down towards Peake. Peake onto the left boot in towards, looking for McHale. Styles to clear for Perth. Good football, Styles, as he gets around 2 or 3 opponents. Drives it down towards the half-forward line. Play on. Taken quickly by Watt. Watt across, looking for Doherty, and that's the way the ball goes. Good mark, Doherty. Good football from Watt. And Perth are looking good at this stage, Marty.
Yes, they certainly are. Watt's come into the game noticeably in the last few minutes, and he's doing a very good job on the flank out there.
Doherty with 3 goals alongside his name. Let's wait and see what he can do with this one. Perth a goal in front. There goes the Doherty kick. It looks pretty good from here. It is a goal on the board to Perth. 11-6, 72 Perth. East Fremantle 8-12, 60. That's the 4th goal to Doherty. 2 in this quarter, and we've been playing some 12 minutes in the third quarter.
I don't know about this move of Doug Green to full-back and Donis to centre half-back. Ross Bender was certainly beating Doug Green, but I think it's costly because Donis is a very close attended player in that full-back position.
They can't afford to let either player go at the moment, Marty, as Ross Cape bounced the ball in the centre once more at the 12-minute mark. Big Bob Baku in there, gets the thump over to Harja,
Dead heat.
but he can't take it, and apparently it's going to be rebounced. There's the bounce once again. Bob Baku hits it out towards the flank, taken by Wayne Curry. There's Curry's kick towards the flank. Jeff Watt underneath it, and he takes the mark. Well, the Perth forwards getting away from their opponents at the moment. There's Jeff Watt showing plenty of pace now. Kicks it well in towards the forward area. Here's a chance for Doherty once again over the back of the pack. Cooper's there. Try to sham for a free kick, but he can't get it. Here's Grulicic, a good defender, this fellow. Brings the ball away. Out towards the half-back line and taken by Gibellini. Gibellini over towards Hicks. Hicks having trouble with the ball. He's tackled by Pretty, and Pretty takes it. A bad hand pass goes astray. Gibellini comes in. Gibellini picks the ball up. Has a long kick towards the half-forward line, but no lead whatsoever there. Dickinson underneath it. Misplaced there by 2 East Fremantle players. Missed kick by Locks. Back it goes towards the half-forward flank. Many missed kicks going astray there as Parent picks it up. Boots it towards the wing once more. Bentley and Cooper. Bentley pulled off the ball, must be given the kick. Run Bentley, take the kick here, right in front of the member stand, flanked with the score. East Fremantle 60, trailing Perth 72 at the 12-minute mark.
There goes the Bentley kicking towards the centre of the ground. Peake is marked. Waiting on Brian Peake to settle things down for East Fremantle. There goes Peake's kick up towards centre half forward. Bahaj is there. Can't mark, and a good mark taken in defence for Perth by Wayne Curry. Curry will drive it out towards the right centre wing. Good drop kick from Curry. Looking for Watt. Watt and Kerry Coates doing battle. Watt into the middle of Coates' back, but the ball has been forced over the line and out of bounds with a throw-in to take place. Perth 11-6, 72. East Fremantle 8-12, 60 at the 14-minute mark. Barrett and Baku to do battle. Front position to Baku. Hand pass on from Perth. Good football as they drive the ball down towards the full forward line. Cooper and Bentley. Good football from Bentley. He's really given Cooper a football lesson this afternoon. Hicks and Pretty again. Hicks gets away from Pretty on this occasion. Got a long way to run if he wants to. Good football as he gives it across to Gibellini. Hand pass could have been onto Avery. Gibellini down towards the forward line. Styles is there. Dernthaler for East Fremantle. Dernthaler hand passes in desperation. Ball over the line and out of bounds. Right full forward pocket. 14 minutes gone. 14 and a half minutes. 60 plays 72. Perth in front.
There's the throw in that right full forward pocket. Current high in the air. Picked up by Melrose. Onto the boot. And it's through from the Sandover Meadows. The left foot snap, and there's another player in the forward line. Left unattended by the defence. This has resulted in many, many goals for both sides. Marty.
Yes, Perth at that stage in the throw-in lacked concentration. The concentration flagged for that moment, and a brilliant player like Melrose was quick to avail himself of this situation. And a very quick left foot snap put another goal on the board to East Fremantle, which makes one goal the difference of this vital third quarter.
Yes, 11-6 Perth, 72. East Fremantle 9-12, 66, and the roar of the big crowd here at Subiaco Oval with about 15 minutes gone in the third quarter of the 1974 grand final. It's developing into a great struggle. Big Bob McCoo gets the thump towards the forward line. Melrose is there, and so is Wayne Curry, who's shadowed him all day. Perth trying to break away, but Inman's tackle hard. Some big pressure tackling going on out there. Umpire Coates has picked the kick out, and the kick to be taken there by Brian Peake, a courageous player, this fellow, for the blue and whites. There's his kick, looking for Avery. But Avery was pushed out of the way there, and Lofts comes in to take the mark. That was a bad miss, I think, by umpire Capes, as Lofts comes in to take the kick. McCoo gets it, but he can't take it away with him. Pretty's tackle, holding the ball. Ooh, a quick decision there. Umpire Capes is certainly not going to let this game get out of hand. Murray Cooper giving it to Eddie Donis, who's now playing at centre half back. There's the kick from Donis, up towards the half-forward line, looking for Alan Reid. Alan Reid not paid, and Shields takes the ball away. Beats it back towards the half-forward line. Cooper there, battling with Gibellini, and the ball forced out of bounds, right in front of the members' stand.
Well, 72 plays, 66 with Perth in front. 16 minutes gone, waiting for the throw-in on the half-forward flank for Perth. McPhee and McCoo. No clear tap-out, but it comes out towards Grillicic, who's been a good defender for East Fremantle. Grillicic in towards centre half-forward, looking for Dernthaler. He can't handle the ball. Lofts is in there for Perth. Good football, Colin Lofts. Drives the ball down towards the half-forward line. Watt leads in the race for it. Hotton pursued by Coates. Watts will get possession. Is tackled. Good football from East Fremantle's Ferguson. Coates comes in. Shocking kick up towards the wing. McHale and Cook. McHale, good football. Out to Bahaja. Bahaja tackled well by Styles. Over there towards Cook, but the ball has gone over the line and out of bounds. Oh, Marty, a lot of pressure in this quarter.
Yes, Styles has come way up from the back pocket and tackled brilliantly there.
Barron takes the ball. Could have taken it with him. Wiley's in there. Bahaja for East Fremantle. McCoo, good hand pass out, looking further afield for McHale. The ball has gone over the line and out of bounds once more. 11-6-72 Perth, 9-12-66 East Fremantle. Waiting on the throw-in. Comes down to Melrose. He kicks the ball in towards Hickson Pretty. Good football from Pretty as he punches it over to Shields. Not a good kick from Shields, but McPhee could mark. Watt's in there, Ferguson for East Fremantle. Watt was there for Perth. Watt has been flattened. Ferguson tackled, play on. Ferguson drives the ball in towards the centre, and Hollands is marked. Hollands going out wide on the half-forward line. Good mark to East Fremantle out there. Player gets around his immediate opponent, drives the ball in towards centre half-forward. Not a good kick, but a lucky mark to East Fremantle by Peake.
Stood his ground too, John.
Stood his ground well, Bob. Very, very courageous mark. Well, Peake certainly wouldn't be, the distance wouldn't be beyond him, and East Fremantle desperately need a goal at this stage. Brian Peake for East Fremantle, deliberately lining them up. Here goes his drop punt. Certainly got the distance, I think. No, it's falling short into the breeze. Punched away in defence by Perth. Styles unfortunately socked the ball over the line and out of bounds on the full, and Noel Avery will take the result and kick into play. Very, very acute angle. No, Dernthaler it is that the umpires ruled will take the kick. Glenn Dernthaler. Impossible to see daylight between the goals. Wait and see what Dernthaler does. There goes his kick towards the goals. And a mark, I think, has been taken by Reid. Yes, Reid has marked the ball. Reid sees the lead out towards Nichols. And in their desperate defence, in Curry, desperate to defend, went straight into the back of Nichols, it looks like. And Nichols now with a great opportunity to bring up a goal for East Fremantle, and they desperately need one.
Not a popular decision, Marty.
No, certainly a courageous one or a stupid one. I don't know which way to go. I thought he tried desperately to destroy, and he must have put his hand on his opponent's shoulder, and the kick goes East Fremantle's way, directly in front.
Well, Nichols has got 3 goals. Let's wait and see what he does with this one. There goes his kick. No mistaking it. Through the middle. 10 goals, 12-72 East Fremantle. Perth 11-6-72. She's all tied up. 19 minutes, third quarter.
Yes, well, so even Stevens at the moment, as you say, John, a very tight game. I don't know, it's amazing to see decisions like that right in front of goals and goals resulting from free kicks. If players give these free kicks deservedly, well, yes, okay. But the umpire's made the decision and he's brought the game level at this very crucial moment in the third quarter. 20 minutes of the 3/4.
Yes, and a great third quarter. 4 goals to Wiley, 4 to Doherty, and 4 to Nichols. In ruck, I say Bentley's come on the ball, number 26 for East Fremantle. Big Bob McCoo's in there. Mike McPhee. These players have done a terrific amount of battling. There's McPhee taking the ball away again. Gives it to Rossbender, but he doesn't want it. He shoves it out to Cooper. Cooper in plenty of trouble, gets his kick to the ball. Ferguson left the ball behind him. Tight defence there from both sides. Umpire Capes letting it go on, and finally says, I'll bounce it down 40 metres out from the Perth goal. Well, Cooper's done something there.
Cooper's done nothing, but he's starting to be ridiculous now and penalising his side by arguing he's throwing the ball away.
And there's the kick gone out and marked by Brian Cook on the far side of the ground. Well, Temple's becoming a little frayed there, and the players are on edge, and certainly the spectators on the edge of their seats. There's the kick towards the half-forward line. Gibellini boots it out towards the flank. Will it go out in the ball? Yes, it will. And the kick is going to be taken by David Pretty between left half and left full forward. Well, this is certainly a tight quarter. The score's a level. 19-minute mark. David Pretty coming in about 50 metres out from goal. Our camera's right behind him here as David Pretty comes in. It's a good kick. Right up to the tee to goal. And forced through for the minor score. And Perth hit the front by 1 point.
Well, Doherty's timing for that mark was a poor one. He should have. He's a big fellow. He had the slip from behind, but miles too early.
Doug Green taking the kick out once again. He's elected to go to the grandstand to the outer side. Well picked up by Watts, but his handball's gone astray. Lay on, says the umpire, as Bahaja comes in. Gets it over to Avery. Avery dodging around opponents here. Gets it further afield towards McHale. And McHale takes the mark. Well, East Fremantle working their way up that half-forward flank. There's the kick linking for Bentley, but it's thumped away. A good thump by the Perth defenders, but it's a kick, a free kick in the back apparently, and the kick once more down to East Fremantle.
Well, he's seeing them. He's closer to us than us.
There's Reed's kick, looking for Peake, and that's the way the ball goes. Peake is marked almost on the point of the diamond. Peake drives the ball down. He hurried his kick. Not a particularly good kick. Hicks is there and is marked for East Fremantle. And this is an opportunity East Fremantle desperately need to get themselves back in front. Chris Hicks, the young first-year player from Geraldton. A real opportunity for him to put his side back in front. Left footer. He's on his right kicking foot. Right behind this one. There goes Hicks's kick. I think it's swung away at the last moment. It has. And through for a point, so the score's a level again. 10-13-73. Perth 11-7-73 at the 22.5-minute mark in the third quarter. John Quartermain to kick in. Beautiful kick from Quartermain. Looking for McPhee. McPhee in front, can't mark. Avery tackled. Comes out towards Collins. Collins beset upon. Can't do anything with the ball. Perth will clear through Cook. Peake's there for East Fremantle. Rossbender spoils. Good football from Rossbender. Hicks is there. Watts there for Perth. Watt was first to the ball. Coates is there. Coates is tackled and drops the ball. Good football from Jeff Watt. And Watt to take the kick almost in the centre of the ground.
Good determined effort by Watt then.
Watt looking for Cooper. Cooper's hardly put boot the ball. Gibellini sells the dummy to Cooper and clears once again for East Fremantle. McHale is there. He's got 2 Perth opponents to battle with. Shoveled out of the road, but the ball has gone over the line and out of bounds just forward of the right centre wing with the scores 73 points apiece. Ball comes out to Lawrence. He can't pick it up. Kick to Perth. Mike Ray it was held and not in possession. Ray plays on. In towards centre half forward. Cooper can mark and does. Ironical cheers from the crowd as Cooper has taken, I think, his first mark for the day.
So, yes, he hasn't been in the play whatsoever.
Cooper's kick's not a particularly good one. It'll go over the line and out of bounds in the left full forward pocket with the score. East Fremantle 10-13-73. Perth 11-7-73 at the 24-minute mark in a very, very tight game. Barrett and Bakura oppose. Ferguson comes in to lend a hand. Ferguson receives the kick, gives it over to Pete. Pete clears towards the centre, but Dickinson throwing himself on the ground. A great mark for Perth. Waiting for Jeff Dickinson. He kicks it out towards Wiley. Wiley is marked on about the right half-forward flank. Wiley going back will probably drive Perth deep into attack. Here goes Wiley's beautiful punt kick into the square. Player set. Barrett's there. He can't mark. Off hands and over the line, and that gives Perth the lead at this stage. 11-8-74. East Fremantle 10-13-73 as we go into the time-on period in the third quarter.
Marty, hard to understand how these forwards are getting away from their backmen in a desperation game like this.
Yes, we know it's an offhand then bomb's a tight one, but they are getting a little bit of leniency, as you say.
Doug Green out towards the far side of the ground. Had a good mark taken out there by Jeff White. Jeff White in the pocket, looks towards centre half forward. Here's another chance for Cooper. And Cooper taking the mark, right, Doherty it is, right on the point of the diamond. He beats it towards full forward. And it's through for more points. Another good goal to Perth.
Good goal to Perth. They kicked the ball high in the air, sensed that Doherty's good overhead, a good grab overhead, and he certainly finished that one off with a nice goal. And gives Doherty a total of 5 goals.
Well, Doherty's come out to the half-forward flank, and Cooper's gone to full forward. Well, changes made by the Perth side. East Fremantle have made quite a few too. 80-73, 7 points of difference. 1 minute into time on period in the third quarter. And there's the runner right in the diamond there. I'm sure umpire Ross Capes is going to order him out of there. There's the bounce. Ferguson once more, done a lot of work on the ball at the moment. Can't get rid of the ball. Holding the ball, says the umpire. East Fremantle falling to errors at the moment. Brian Cousins now taking the ball. A long, high torpedo punt kick. It's a beautiful kick up towards goal. Oh, chancy mark there by Baku. He didn't want it. Here comes Farrant working his way around onto the boot, and he's put it out of play.
Obviously didn't see Doherty running past, looking for the hand pass, but had the screw shot and right out on the full.
Well, it wasn't a very good effort by Baku there. He had the chance to mark and didn't take it. There's Melrose taking the ball out on the far side of the ground. Over the head of the pack up towards that centre wing. Curry coming in, can't take the ball. Picked up by Hicks. His kick is smothered. And well picked up by Ken Inman. Boots it back to the half-forward line. It's a battle of the back lines at the moment as Graham Melrose takes the mark. Left half-back flank for East Fremantle.
Waiting to see what the East Fremantle captain will do with the ball. Here goes the beautiful Melrose drop kick towards the wing. Players set. Oh, great mark in defence by Chubby Styles. Styles sees a lead into McPhee in the centre of the ground. Good football from Perth at this stage. They're using the ball well. The hand pass is on to Curry. Curry's tackle. Gets a hand pass further afield. Pushing the back goes unnoticed. East Fremantle will clear. Out towards Ferguson. And Ferguson will mark. Hand pass is on to Hollands. An aimless sort of a hand pass. Hollands under pressure. Does it well. Hollands deep in towards the full forward line. Nichols in front. Oh, elbowed out of the road by Quartermain. Play on. In towards Cousins in the centre of the ground. I thought there was a kick there. Cousins drops the ball. But good thinking. Mike Cousins gets him out of trouble. Aimless sort of a kick into the forward line, and Gibellini is marked. Gibellini looking for Doonthaler. Bentley it is. Bentley gets around his immediate opponent, swings it in towards the centre of the ground. Ray drops what he should have taken. This allows Bahaja in. Bahaja will shoot for goal. Goes onto his left foot, fires away at the goals, and has brought up a goal to East Fremantle. Oh, what a game. East Fremantle 11-13. Perth 12-8, 80 at the 29-minute mark in the final quarter.
That's another mistake by a backman, Matty.
Yes, another bad mistake. Good play by Bahaja, but Michael Ray went right through his hands. No excuse whatsoever to drop one like that after the game's been playing for so long. There shouldn't be the tension that's created. You should have enough nous to grab the ball, but that happened, mistake, and a resulting goal to East Fremantle.
30-minute mark. Perth 12-8, 80. East Fremantle 11-13, 79. What a great third quarter in the 74 grand final. Ferguson gets the tap. Goes to Pete. Here goes Bahaja. Open territory in front of him. Up towards Nichols. A beautiful pass from Bahaja. Beautiful break there. East Fremantle's ruck, particularly Ferguson, using his body at the centre bounces. Paul Nicholls coming in from 45 metres out. It's not a good kick. And it's marked right in the square there by the Perth defence. It looks like Dickinson. Jeff Dickinson taking that mark in the last line of defence for the Red and Blacks. It wasn't a good kick from Paul Nicholls. There's the kick out towards the outer flank. Plenty of Red and Black Guernseys out there. Johnny Quartermain can't get away with it. Back he comes now. Quartermain, who could have been shifted. He's running right down the wing at the moment. Quartermain kicking towards the half-forward flank, and it's taken by Coates. There's Coates. Players on both sides a little rattle now as Hollands gets it in towards the centre. Missed there by Wiley. Now it comes to Chris Hicks. Hicks, he's over the centre line. Kicks towards full forward. The bounce of the ball, a lucky bounce, is going to pay a goal here for East Fremantle, but it doesn't come up. And Stiles doesn't get his way through. Well, the umpire has already pulled the game up. Chubby Stiles, a ton of determination there as he got out of that one to relieve the pressure. Out the ball comes towards Dickinson. Out it goes to Pretty. Pretty on left centre wing. David Pretty, he's got plenty of leads, but he elects to kick long towards the half-forward line. Oh, a bad miss there by Grilicic. He hasn't missed many. A chance for Cousins. It's in the air. It's going towards full forward. Will it be a goal? No! It's offline the last second. Doug Green was the only one racing in, and 1 point once more to Perth to give them a 2-point margin. 81 to 79. 32 minutes gone in the third quarter as Doug Green takes the kick-off.
Waiting on Green. What a game this has been so far. Just 2 points in it. There's the Green kick, a good one. Players set. In front of the pack was Cook, and Cook to take the kick. Brian Cook on the right half-forward flank for Perth. He'll no doubt put Perth deep into attack with a big punt kick. It's not a particularly good kick. McPhee's there if he can mark. Punched away by Baku as the siren goes to end the third quarter with Perth 2 points in front. Perth 12-9-81. East Fremantle 11-13-79.
On the wing, Alan Reid kicks towards centre half forward. Missed there by Stiles. And there's the kick picked up by umpire Capes there. It's taken by Jeff Dickinson on the half-back flank. Jeff Dickinson kicks towards the centre wing, and a good mark there to Terry Williams. Just come on the ground as a fresh man, gone straight onto the ball, as Marty said. And Terry Williams to take the kick. Williams, light breeze behind him, goes towards centre half forward position. First goal is going to pay dividends here. Over it goes to Baku. He can't get it out. It's taken by Hollands. Hollands 45 metres out. Screws it onto the boot. It's going goalwards. And it's through for 1 point only. 81 to Perth. 80 to East Fremantle. 2 minutes into the final quarter. John Rogers.
Waiting for Johnny Quartermain to take the kick into play. Oh, a very, very tight game this one, Marty. Very tight indeed.
1 point the difference, John.
There goes Quartermain's kick. A beautiful kick from Quartermain, almost to the centre of the ground. Shields goes up too early. Hollands again for East Fremantle. Hollands will drive long. Kick slides off. Baku's in front if he wants the mark. Punched away in defence by Perth. Over the line and out of bounds. Right full forward pocket with just a point in it. East Fremantle 11-14-80. Perth 12-9-81. There's the throw-in. Baku takes it. Can't do much with it. Bahadur will shoot for goal, but it slices off the side of his boot over the line and out of bounds, and Perth will relieve through the agency of Wiley. Wiley quickly kicks the ball. Good football from Wiley as the mark's taken by Wayne Curry. Not a lot of ground gain. Curry towards the centre of the ground. Shields is there. Can't mark. A lot of pace from Pretty. Good football from Pretty as he got his opponent out of the road. The hand pass out to Cook. Cook, a silly hand pass back to Pretty. And East Fremantle will relieve. Into the centre towards Melrose. He can't handle the ball. Perth into attack. On his own is Watt. Watt takes the mark and a little bit of treatment and a lot of courage, I thought, to stand his ground.
Stood his ground and did it exceptionally well.
There's the lead out towards Farrant, and Farrant is marked in front of Ferguson. Farrant playing very well in front of goals. Has one goal, and no doubt will drive this one deep into attack for Perth. There goes Farrant's kick. It's a beautiful kick. Deeper towards the forward line. Players set. East Fremantle going to clear through Grilicic, but there's been a free kick. And Doug Green, or a mark it was, and Green will take it in the last line of defence. This Green's punt kick. Beautiful kick in towards the centre of the ground. Nearly a good mark to Reid. Shields takes it for Perth. Out towards Sparrett again. Ross Bender's there. Good use of the body by Ross Bender. Taken quickly again by Williams. Williams the fresh man. Williams to Reid is good football. Reid looked as if he went to play on then, but steady. Reid in towards the half-forward line. East Fremantle player went up far too early and hurt himself. However, the ball comes out to Dern-Taylor. He hand passes to Avery. Avery's in all sorts of trouble. Very, very scrambly. Perth will clear through Styles. Good football from Styles as Perth work the ball up towards half-forward. Ross Bender's in the van, but Pete takes a strong mark in defence for East Fremantle. Pete played very well for East. Good kick from him too. Bahaja coming off the ground for East Fremantle. Styles dropped an easy mark. Hand pass to Avery. Avery tripped over at the last moment, and Quartermain will clear for Perth. Beautiful kick from Quartermain to Cook. Cook got all the time in the world to do what he likes with the ball. Now to swing it in towards the centre. Hand pass to Cousins. Cousins with pace. Looking for Cooper. Cooper and Green. Cooper can gather the ball. But no luck for Cooper, and it's over the line and out of bounds in the left full forward pocket. 1 point the difference. East Fremantle 11-14-80. Perth 12-9-81 at the 5-minute mark in the last quarter.
And a lucky bounce could tell the difference between who's the winner and loser of this 1974 grand final. There's Doherty there trying to pick the ball away. It's in the pocket. Picked up by Wiley. Stepped in towards goal. It's a goal. A goal from Wiley. A beautiful goal right from the pocket. And that gets Wiley's 5th goal. It's certainly been a great play.
Certainly a master of the snapshots, Wiley, from the pocket. He's quick to assess where the ball's going to go, and he takes value from his kicks around the full forward position.
And Bob Wiley, only in his first full season of league football, only 19, certainly played a great game today.
Breeze freshening, Bob.
Breeze freshening, and East Fremantle are kicking with it, and the 7 points of difference. 13-9 Perth. 11-14 East Fremantle as umpire Capes bounce down once more. Williams gets the hit out. Goes towards Peake. He's been a good player for East Fremantle. Over it goes to Bentley. Here's a chance for Dern-Taylor. He's too slow to get rid of it. And holding the ball, says the umpire. So I thought he attempted the kick, but apparently Cape said he was too slow, and he's paid the penalty. There's a kick now as Ken Inman coming in to take it. Oh, not a good kick from Inman. It goes towards the centre of the ground. Shields is high in the air, but he can't mark it. Over it goes to Reid. Reid running on the point of the diamond. Puts his foot to the ball. It's a long kick towards full forward. It's through. Well, what a game. East Fremantle come back to within 1 point. 87 Perth, 86 East Fremantle. 5 minutes into the final quarter.
Certainly a tight game. One moment Perth kick a goal, and East Fremantle, not daunted, fight back desperately, and a clever play by Reid. A good half forward, this boy. Sized the situation up and is shot accurately for another goal to East Fremantle. Yes. 1 point the difference.
Alan Reid, one of the youngest players on the ground at the moment, John 18.
Who'll be the first side to crack? There's the bounce down. Barrett and Williams. Barron's tap. Cousins for Perth. Melbourne not in possession, but no free kick. Ball comes out towards Avery and Locks. Locks in the race for the ball. Hand passes away desperately towards Cook. Cook going to be in trouble. Taken very quickly by McHenry. McHenry to Avery. Avery sidesteps. Down towards half forward. Inman's there. Styles. Interference to an East Fremantle player. Dern-Taylor it was. And Dern-Taylor will take a kick on the left half forward flank for East Fremantle. Well, will this forward move result in a goal? 86 plays 87. Perth in front. 7 minutes gone in the final quarter. Dern-Taylor to drive the ball deep down and towards East Fremantle's forward line. There goes his kick. Players setting themselves. Punched away in defence. Comes out towards Nichols. Nichols onto the right. Boop towards goal. Oh, point. It's all even. 12-15-87. 13-9-87. 8 minutes gone in the final quarter. What a game, Marty.
Desperate football in the forward position, the effective back position. John Quartermain to kick off, John.
There's the Quartermain kick. Whole nest of East Fremantle players there. No one takes the mark. Inman's in there. Picked up very quickly by Peake. He drives in towards full forward. This one looks a little bit better. No, offline again. And East Fremantle have hit the front. 88 plays, 87. 8 minutes gone, final quarter. And a very, very desperate game, Bob.
And what a fitting climax to a great season here in WA as John Quartermain kicks in. Who's going to be premiers? East Fremantle for their 24th. Perth for their 6th. Nobody wants it out there on the half-forward flank. It comes over to Dickinson. Players are desperate now, falling over in desperation. Dickinson trying to get out of the way, but he can't. And he's holding the ball. Oh, bad mistake there by Jeff Dickinson. Made no attempt to get rid of it. He tried, but he had no backup player coming through. And here's David Hollins. David Hollins, the 1971 standover medalist. 96 games to his credit. Let's see what he can do with this one. A vital kick from Hollins. It's going goalwards. What is it? It's a goal! And East Fremantle is 7 points in front. Will that give them enough margin to go on with? Marty McDonald.
At the moment, they appear to have the slight edge on Perth. They're finishing a little bit better. I know it's quite early. It's 8 minutes into the final quarter, but they're doing it under a little bit more, a little calmer in their attitude towards getting the ball. And in the tight struggles, they're coming out with the ball, and they're still backing up a little, but the game's a long way to go yet.
Well, I've never seen such tenseness in the crowd, such tenseness up here in the press box, and I wonder how those players feel down there. One mistake could cost them the premiership. There it goes to Wiley. Wiley up towards the half-back line, half-forward line for Perth, taken by Coates. Grilicic trying to burst through. Donis over to Gibellini. Gibellini getting out of trouble there with a long drop kick, a beautiful drop kick from Gibellini. A good attempt to mark by East Fremantle, but they couldn't do so. Through comes Perth. Over towards it goes to the flank, towards Jeff Watt, but he's a little bit late with it. Players are desperate out there on the far side of the ground. You wouldn't want to put your head in there or it'll get kicked off as Pete comes out with the ball. A great player for East Fremantle. Kicks it down towards the half-forward line. Back it comes, but a silly push in the back there has given the Perth player the kick over there on the left half-back flank.
And the kick to be taken by Mick Ray on the half-back line for Perth.
Dickinson, I think.
Dickinson it was, you're right. Farrant marks on the left centre wing. Perth going into a bit of a short game. Seem to be faltering a little bit. There goes Farrant's kick up towards the half-forward line. Interference to Doherty, and Doherty to take the kick on the left half-forward flank for Perth. Will this forward move result in a goal? Or not a good kick from Doherty. Melrose there for East Fremantle. Melrose to clear onto the left foot. Well, not a good kick from Melrose. Perth still with a chance. A good mark taken by Watt. Watt's played well since he's come on. There's a short lead further afield to Cooper. Has Cooper marked? He hasn't. East Fremantle clear through Coates. Coates onto the right foot, into Hollins, and Hollins is marked. East Fremantle seem to be a little bit steadier in these hectic passages of play, and Hollins has taken the mark at centre half-back. Waiting on David Hollins. Beautiful kick from Hollins up over the centre line. Players set. No mark taken. The hand pass out to Farrant. Farrant up towards the half-forward line. Watt is marked again. Oh, the hand pass intercepted brilliantly by Donis. Donis to Williams is good football. Williams down towards the half-forward line. Dickinson's in there. Farrant should have picked it up, didn't. Sock it off the ground. Quartermain's in there for Perth. Nobody can do very much with the ball. McHenry grabbed when not in possession. Oh, that could be an expensive one for Perth. And Russell McHenry, come on as a reserve, is going to have a shot for goal for East Fremantle. Or could be a very costly mistake for Perth. East Fremantle 94, Perth 87 with some 12 minutes gone in the final quarter. There goes McHenry's kick. It's going to be a score. I think it's a goal. It is a goal to East Fremantle. 14-16, 100 points East Fremantle. Perth 13-9-87 at the 12-minute mark, final quarter. Marty, what do you think?
Well, at that stage, it looks like East Fremantle. I know it's early and Perth are capable of getting back, but East Fremantle look to have a little edge in fitness. They're doing it in a crisis. They're doing it a little bit calmer and more positive when they get the ball.
Marty, Todd not frightened to throw his players on. He's thrown Williams and McHenry in there. He's got no reserves at the start of this quarter and has paid dividends.
He's paid dividends, all right. There's 15 to 17 minutes to go in this vital game.
100-87 in favour of East Fremantle. Williams gets the tap once more. Hollins, a good player for them. Can't get the ball away. Here he gets up again. Players are out in their feet, but well done, David Hollins. Bursts out of the pack. Kicks it towards full forward. Will this be a score? And it's fought through. Nearly a mark there to the two, it looks like, is it?
Yes.
Big player there, just couldn't get his hand to the ball. And Johnny Quartermain takes the kick. Another immaculate drop kick out towards the flank. Nobody's mark out there. Players trying to come through desperately. Taken by David Pretty, been a good player for Perth. He's tackled, kicks the ball up towards the half-forward flank. Gibellini can't judge the ball. Coates does. Picked up by Kerry Coates. Shoots it out to Chris Hicks, and he takes the mark. Chris Hicks puts it over towards the centre, towards Melrose. And the mark has been played there to Wayne Curry. Wayne Curry's played very close to Graham Melrose all day. Curry's kick towards the half-forward line, into no man's land. Ferguson underneath it. Well, Perth a little bit ragged at the moment, not looking for their players. There's the kick from Ferguson down towards the flank and taken by Williams. Reid takes it from that hand pass. There's a short pass on towards Peake, a very courageous player, this fellow, one of East Fremantle's best players again. And there's another short pass to Nichols. Well, that's a chain of passes, bringing the ball down the ground. There's another one. This one could have gone astray. Overdid the hand pass. McHenry with a chance. Doesn't want it. It's on the half-forward flank. And Perth come away once again up towards Wayne Curry. Wayne Curry out of side, centre wing. What a terrifically fast game as Curry kicks it up towards Doherty. Doherty can't handle it, and the ball's gone out of play, and the boundary umpire's about 100 yards behind. That's how fast the game's going.
Oh, what an incredibly fast game. 101 plays, 87 with East Fremantle in front, 15 minutes gone. And East Fremantle at the moment looking the goods. Perth starting to falter a little bit.
Reddenback's on and say what's off him.
What must be off? There's the throw-in. Very, very scrambly. Umpire Capes is going to bounce the ball down and the left half forward flank for Perth. A very, very hectic game. This has been all afternoon, not much in it, and the players are throwing themselves in with a great deal of desperation. Scrambly once again. Comes out towards Pretty. He'll use his left foot. Swings the ball in towards the centre, in towards the full forward area, looking for Reddenback, and Reddenback has taken the mark. And an opportunity to get back Perth back into the game has Mike Reddenback. Reddenback will drive long. There goes his kick, right into the goal square. Ross Bender's in front of the pack. He can't mark. Grillicic is there. Grillicic hand passes the ball through in desperation. A point to Perth. 13-10-88, 14-17, 101 East Fremantle, 15 and a half minutes gone, waiting on the kick-in to be taken by Doug Green. Ball being relayed back to the East Fremantle custodian. Green will put as much distance into this kick as he can. It's a wobbly sort of a kick, but it's a good one into the centre of the ground, and a great mark taken by Williams. Good move by John Todd. This one, I think, Marty, Williams is figuring fairly prominently in play.
A fresh player and a capable player.
There goes the East Fremantle short passing game to Hollands. It's good football. East Fremantle will use this to unsettle Perth, I feel sure. They'll swing the ball around all over the place. Hollands down towards centre half forward. Players set. No mark. Reid takes the ball to Melrose. Melrose in trouble. Lines up. Shoots the goal. Offline, I think. Yes, it is. Over the line and out of bounds. Styles to take the kick in. 101 plays, 88. 16 minutes gone. Final quarter. Chubby Styles had a fairly quiet day for Perth today. There's his kick. Good one too. Looking for a teammate in Curry. Curry hand passes to Ray. Towards the centre of the ground. All East Fremantle. Bounce favours Cousins. Cousins takes off like a scalded cat. Left foot. Good football looking for Doherty. Oh, but in chips Gibellini beautifully for East Fremantle. Down towards the half-forward line. And an equally good mark taken by Jeff Dickinson. Dickinson to Inman. Inman, not a good kick. Man-to-man it is at the moment. Gibellini is marked and will steady it down.
What an improved player this fellow is. Gibellini takes the ball on the right half-back flank. Been another good game today from this fellow.
What a cool class about this boy, Bob.
13 points the difference. A goal to Perth will bring them back. A goal to East Fremantle just about sew it up. There it is on the right full forward pocket. Picked up by Dickinson trying to get through, but the ball's gone out of play between right half and right full forward. 18-minute mark. On the ball there. Coming in is Doug Farrant to do battle with Nichols. In the back sits the umpire. He's still playing that front position, and they're costly at this stage. Well, Paul Nichols on the right half forward flank, 55 metres out from goal. Well, this is going to be a kick that possibly could win the premiership. If he can put it through, Paul Nichols, he's a long way out. He's got the breeze behind him. Not a good kick from Nichols. It gets in towards full forward. Big pack of players up there. Nobody down for Perth. Screwed by McHenry. What is it? It's a point. A good screw kick by Russell McHenry, a fresh player on the ground. Stretches the lead to East Fremantle by another point. Johnny Quartermain now. 102 points East Fremantle, 88 Perth as Quartermain kicks towards the flank on the outer side. Plenty of Perth players there. Picked up by Pretty, been a good player for him all day. There's David Pretty's kick towards the centre of the ground. Gibellini from the back. He can't mark it. Chance for Redenbach. Redenbach onto the left foot. A high kick towards the half-forward line. McPhee takes the ball, gives it back to Redenbach. Into an open goal. But Doug Green's the only one at home for East Fremantle, and Doug Green takes the mark in the last line of the pitch.
Safe in defence, Doug Green.
I like the way Cooper was contesting the ball, John.
Green kicks the ball out towards the half-back flank. Williams again for East Fremantle. Over to another fresh player, McHenry. By gee, this has paid dividend for East Fremantle. Good move, John Todd. McHenry drives the ball now towards the right half-forward flank, but it's gone over the line and out of bounds. Thought for a minute that it may, as Inman picked it up, but it's definitely over the line. Throw-in to take place. 102 East Fremantle, 88 Perth, with 20 minutes gone in the final quarter. Barron and McPhee. Ball comes out towards Inman. Inman threw it away, picked up by Bentley, screws towards goal. Melrose is there. Will he mark? No, it's through for a point. 14-19, 103 East Fremantle, 13-10, 88 Perth. At the 20-minute mark in the final quarter, and it looks as though East Fremantle are doing the better, Marty.
They're doing it well, Fremantle.
There goes Quartermain's kick. Not a particularly good one, but Shields will mark. Lead is on to Farrant. We'll set Farrant up a bit, but he took the mark. Farrant just backward of the centre. Looking for McPhee. Oh, but Gibellini, cool as you like. Beautiful kick from Gibellini. Oh, good chance for Perth to mark, which they muff. Nichols a hand pass. Styles intercepts. Styles will clear for Perth. McPhee in the van for Perth. Can't mark.
Oh.
Collins again for East Fremantle. Gets around his immediate opponent. Drives towards the goals. In front is Ray. And Ray will mark in defence.
East Fremantle full forward line have come out of it, Marty, and they're relieving one player to battle there.
Ray's kick, not a particularly good one. Desperate defence or attempt by player in Peak, but it's taken by Farrant. Farrant up towards the centre of the ground. And a good mark taken in defence by Eddie Donis it is. Donis on the right centre wing for East Fremantle. Oh, beautiful kick from Donis. Down towards centre half forward. Dernthal is there, but it'll beat him and go over the line and out of bounds on the right half forward flank. East Fremantle 14-19, 103. Perth 13-10, 88. 21 minutes gone. Williams and Farrant. Williams takes the ball onto the left foot. Kick goes nowhere in particular. Strong mark taken. Play on quickly out to Wiley. Wiley to Pretty, who's been a good player. Pretty on the left foot. Nobody at all at home for Perth. And Griličić takes the easiest of marks over Cousins. And a good defender for East Fremantle is Griličić. Steadying things down now. East Fremantle looking the goods at the moment. There's Griličić's kick towards centre half forward. Shields flies, can't take the mark. Collins is in there, desperate in his endeavours to get the ball, but the umpire has blown the whistle and the bounce down will take place almost at the centre half forward position.
21-minute mark, 103 Fremantle, 88 Perth. But Shields takes the ball on the half-back line, but he can't take it. It's over to Alan Reid. Alan Reid slips over in desperation. Oh, on the umpire, Cates has given a kick at this stage of the game. Well, apparently it was there over the neck, he said, and this could be the deciding kick. Alan Reid, 50 to 55 metres out, directly in front. Here's this young 18-year-old player playing in his first grand final. Can he kick this goal that could seal the issue? All eyes on him as he goes back now to kick. Big crowd of 40-odd thousand here, roaring their approval of this big game as Alan Reid puts his boot to it. It's floating goalwards, it won't make the distance. It's right in the square and forced through once again for 1 point. Well, a string of points to East Fremantle is keeping this game alive. 104 to 88. Johnny Quartermain goes for the short kick to Styles, and Styles takes it. Styles looking for a lead further afield. Missed by most players. Up it goes over the centre wing towards Redenbach. Redenbach takes it. It's Coates gets it. Oh, holding the ball, says umpire Coates. A sudden decision, that one. Coates doesn't like it, and the kick to be taken by Phil Doherty on the half-forward.
One outstanding thing about the first game at the moment was that the first effort was a good tackling.
Doherty in towards the full forward line. All East Fremantle. Green will clear. Tackle. Doesn't have possession of the ball. Doug Green, great defender for East Fremantle, will take his kick.
The only outstanding feature of first game in this quarter, that good tackle, John. Apart from that, they've been void of good football.
Short pass. Coates is marked. Coates a short pass to Avery, and Avery marks. Yards in front of Lobs.
found that little bit of extra pace.
East Fremantle definitely finishing better than Perth. Avery with a big kick. Players set. Melrose is there. Nichols, Collins. Collins tackled. Hasn't got possession of the ball. Perth will clear. Hand pass to Wiley. Wiley a short kick to Rossbender. Rossbender in the centre. Drives it down towards the forward line looking for Cooper. Cooper doesn't mark again. Green will clear once more for East Fremantle. Short kick to Bentley. Bentley all the time in the world. Big kick from Bentley down towards the half-forward line. Dernthal is there. He can't mark. Uses his strength. McHenry. McHenry to Avery. Avery breaks through. Avery will shoot for goal. There goes Avery's kick. Wait on it. I think this is going to seal the issue. The goal to Avery. 15 goals, 20. 110 East Fremantle. Perth 13-10-88 at the 23-minute mark. And Marty, it looks like an East Fremantle 74 grand final.
Yeah, they're much better, fitter side, a stronger side. They've got miles in their legs, where Perth are running on the back of their heels at the moment. They're a better side, a more talented side at this stage. No chance of Perth getting back into this game.
Well done to the blue and whites at the moment. A courageous effort by the red and blacks, but full marks to John Todd, the way he's handled his side, bringing those two fresh men on at three-quarter time. I think it just made the deciding difference in the final quarter. The game's not over yet. There's 24 minutes gone. It'll take a miraculous recovery by the red and blacks to get back in it. Here goes Colin Lofts. He's not giving in. Coming away from the half-back flank. Can't get through. Picked up by Bentley. Been a handy player for the blue and whites all day. Big Bob McHugh taking the ball now. Shovels it out towards the pocket. Some tired players out there. Brian Peake's not one of them. He's still showing plenty of dash. Out on the full forward pocket there as players try to come away by both sides. Play-ons is the umpire. Here it goes towards full forward and Colin Lofts taking the mark right in the square. Been a courageous player, this fellow also. Colin Lofts, a great season for the red and blacks. Kicks out towards the flank. And there's a mark. Perth players can hardly lift their legs at the moment. It pays you to be in front when those marks come.
Peake.
And there he is, one of the best players on the ground. Brian Peake, a great game today. Short pass, goes into Williams. He can't mark it. It was picked up by McHugh. McHugh slams it through, and there's a decider if they needed one. A 16th goal on the board to East Fremantle, and to give them their 24th premiership. And well done to the blue and whites, Marty McDonald.
Well, they said 24 and 74, Marty, didn't they? And it looks like it's going to come through.
Well, it has come through. There's no question about that. They are the fitter side of those there. Now, of course, they're doing it nonchalantly, doing it not with ease because they're very tired players. It's been a great pressure game throughout. There's 5 to 6 minutes to go. There's no worries about the 1974 premiership. It's all in East Fremantle's hands.
Well, East Fremantle 16-20, 116. Perth 13-10-88 as we go into the time-on period. Ross Capes to bounce the ball. McPhee and Williams. Williams gets the tap. McHenry. Henry in front. Desperate effort by McHenry. Gets the ball now towards Dernthal. Dernthal to Hollins. Hollins another good footballer to Avery. Avery will have to kick in a hurry. He's pulled off the ball. But a free kick to Avery. What about that one, Marty?
I couldn't see it. He indicated too high. It may have been. I thought it was a good tackle. Wasn't a bit high. Avery's got it anyhow.
And if they ever needed a sealer, this will be it.
We don't need a sealer at this stage, John.
No, that's a very fair comment too, Marty. East Fremantle, far too good for Perth. Found more legs when they needed them. Played the desperate football when they needed it. And a very fitting result. Noel Avery to have a shot for goal. There goes Avery's kick. It's a beauty. It's a goal. That's it definitely for East Fremantle. 17-20 East Fremantle, 122. Perth dying, I'm afraid. 13-10-88 at the 26.5-minute mark in the final quarter. And undoubtedly an East Fremantle grand final, and one which has been thoroughly deserved.
Well, doesn't this sometimes happen? A pressure game for 3.5 quarters. One side gets a break and then they go completely on it.
Yes, the concentration and the will and the desire to chase at this stage is certainly gone as far as Perth are concerned.
Well, congratulations to both sides. I think the 40-odd thousand people here have thoroughly enjoyed the game. It's been a pressure game right from the very first bounce. A few mistakes in defence by both sides. But a great finale to the 1974 season. 17-20, 122 East Fremantle. 13-10-88 Perth as umpire Cape bounces to the game. Mike McPhee, he's not giving up. Gives it over to David Pretty, another good player. Kicks it up towards the half-ball line, and Brian Cousins coming out takes him out. Brian Cousins at half-forward. Red and Blacks not giving in, but in a dying cause at the moment. It's punched away. Kerry Williams, there he is, fresh man on the ground. Puts it down towards Hicks, but it's gone astray this time, and David Pretty takes them up. the 1974 season ticking away. 26-minute mark. Pretty puts it up towards the forward line, looking for Doherty, and he coming out takes the mark. Doherty being a very handy player. He's kicked 5 goals for Perth and been playing out in the half-forward flank in the third quarter. Now gone back into the forward area as Doherty kicks towards full forward. Chance here for Perth, picked up by Brian Cousins. Over in the pocket of Wiley, he doesn't seldom miss, puts it onto the boot. Yes, well done, Bob Wiley. That's his 6th goal. Played a very good game for Perth, but as I said, in a lost cause at the moment.
Received with stunned silence, that goal. It was a dying effort and certainly to no avail as far as Perth are concerned. There's been great entertainment by both sides. Good fighting game up to halfway through the final quarter.
A couple of East Fremantle players going down with cramp, and little wonder for the magnificent effort that they've put in this afternoon. Game ticking away, 29 minutes gone, 28 minutes gone, not much time at all. There's the bounce down. Williams thumps it away. Styles will clear for Perth. Out towards Redenbach. He's in front. Really a good mark. Coates desperate. Picked up very quickly by Watt. Hand passes further afield looking for Farrant. Farrant will have a shot for goal for Perth. There goes Farrant's kick. It's a goal. Goal to Farrant. That's his second. Perth go to 15, 10, 100. East Fremantle 17, 20, 122. 29 minutes gone in the final quarter, and time definitely going to beat Perth, and East Fremantle assured of victory at this stage.
Well, the crowd in the first quarter.
Particularly the East Fremantle supporters, a little bit of a cheer for the Perth players on that occasion, but it certainly makes the score a little bit more respectable.
22 points of difference, 30 minutes gone. I'd say approximately a minute to go. We can get it from the timekeepers a moment. Not much left of the 74 season. It's a bounce down once more. Mike McLean there. Takes the ball, but he's smothered by Williams. Can't get it away, and umpire Cape says, I'll rebound it. Well, the crowd have certainly been entertained here for a great game of Australian football this afternoon as McLean gets the ball out to Pretty. Players just falling on it at the moment, and the kick is going the way of Perth. And David Pretty's going to take it, limping back there. Played a great game, this fellow on the wing all day. David Pretty sending the ball up into the Perth forward line in a desperate attempt for 3 more goals before the siren goes. But Eddie Dulles brings it away. One of the veterans of the East Fremantle side and been a great player for them all year. Here's the captain, Graham Melrose. Look at that pass. And there's the siren. The siren's gone to end the 1974 season. And East Fremantle have won their 24th premiership. East Fremantle, 17 goals, 20. 122, defeating Perth. 15 goals, 10, 100, and they told the crowd not to swarm onto the ground. Well, just have a look at it. Pandemonium reigns here at Subiaco Oval. There's a crowd just swarm all over the ground. We're going to have the presentation up here on the stand at the moment. You can see Graham Melrose, a great victory, Marty.
Certainly a great victory. Graham Melrose being cheered off the ground.